This is Matt Diaz, kicker.
This is Taylor Beal, linebacker.
This is Jordan Oldor, quarterback.
This is RJ Moreno, running back.
This is Corey Coleman, wide receiver.
This is Taco Williams, defensive back, and you are listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports.
Live from Merrill Green Stadium in Bryan, Texas, SHN's presentation of Georgetown High School football is on the air. This afternoon, the Georgetown Eagles get ready for area round play in area round play in 5A Division I as they take on the Foster Falcons here at Bryan ISD's Merrill Green Stadium. Georgetown Eagle football presented by Georgetown Jewelry here on SHN Sports today. Welcome into the broadcast, everyone. Brad Tillery alongside the LT Kelly Duvall. The captain, Dave England, down on the sidelines. We'll hear from him in just a bit. Georgetown coming off a big win last week in the bi-district round, a 6-3 war of a game down at Nelson Field. And Kelly, you were there. A defensive slugfest against a team that was very fast and likes to score a lot of points. And you have a very similar opponent today.
Yeah, Brad, whenever prior to last week's game, everybody was talking about the speed of that LBJ football team. And this Eagle defense and coaching staff did a great job of being able to shut down some of that speed. They're going to have their hands full today, though, against a very talented Foster team that has surprised some people this year. Cody Jackson, their junior wide receiver, and Ryan Stubblefield, their senior quarterback, are going to be the ones that Eagle defense are going to have to keep an eye on today.
And when you talk about this Georgetown ball club, gave up just 3 points last week. Struggled to move the ball a little bit. We did find out after the game, though, Darson Herman had been fighting the flu all week. He was actually fighting it during the game. Healthy this week. And you look at this Foster team, a team that beat undefeated 10th-ranked New Caney last week on the road in round one, and a team that went to the quarterfinals last year. So they're no stranger to playoff success. How do you attack this team tonight?
Their defense has some susceptibility to it. So the key today is going to be not for the Eagles to not try to do anything they haven't done all season. Stick with their bread and butter, control the ball, control the clock. They had success last week against LBJ. Between the 20s, it was just pushing that ball down into the red zone, into the end zone is where they really struggled because of a talented LBJ defense. But I think that Foster – there's some things, good defense, but I think there's some things that Georgetown can take advantage of. But it's going to take an almost perfect game today by the Eagles offense and just have that defense show up today and play stellar against this very talented Falcons offense.
Yeah, this Falcon offense got 432 yards of offense last week. Defense, though, allowed 441, so they can be scored on. They beat New Caney 31-21. Foster actually led that game 14-0 at one point. Trailed 17-14 and came back to beat New Caney on the road. So this is a Foster team. Yes, they're the fourth seed out of their district in District 10. They finished fourth. They were at 7-4 this year, 4-3 district play, but it's one of the tougher districts in all of the state for 5A Division I. And, last year, like we said, they've got the playoff experience, having gone all the way to the quarterfinals just a year ago. We're going to step aside for a second, let you hear from some of our great sponsors. When we come back, we'll head down to Dave England. He's got a pregame interview for us, and then we'll continue to walk you through this one as we get set for kickoff. About 8.5 minutes away before the Georgetown Eagles take on the Foster Falcons here in Bryan, Texas on a beautiful sun-splashed Saturday afternoon. Not too many afternoon games we get to call, but we get one here today. And round two of the 5A Division I playoffs. This is Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Your vehicle deserves the best service and attention it can get. Don't you agree? Quality service means making sure your car, truck, or SUV is always at peak performance. Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair in Georgetown is the shop that your vehicle and you deserve. For complete auto maintenance and repair, Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair is your one-stop shop. For more information, visit GeorgetownAutoRepair.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Don't miss the UIL State Championships December 18th through the 21st at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tickets are available now through Ticketmaster. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
I'm here with Georgetown head football coach Chuck Griffin in the SHN Eagles pregame show. Coach, with a 2:30 kickoff today, does this change the guys' body clocks? How do you prepare the team for their first afternoon game?
Well, it's also the first day we don't have school, so it's actually not too bad of a deal. We came up in the normal time this morning, went to breakfast. Minus classes, it was a pretty normal day for them, so I think they're going to be okay. I'm not going to worry too much about their body clock. We just got to go out and play today.
Outstanding. And give us your keys to victory today.
A big thing for us is we got to control the clock offensively. We got to keep our defense off the field some, be able to put some points on the board. Just being able to run the football is our main thing. And then defensively, we got to do a great job tackling space and working well in coverage. They've got a good quarterback and a good wide receiver, so we got to do a great job with that as well.
We like the matchup. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much.
When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press in Georgetown can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, we can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors alike. Using the latest printing and document management technology, we handle your projects from start to finish. Our energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. We design, print, and promote you. For all your business printing needs, visit Minuteman Press Georgetown online at mmptx.com. Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Well, back here in Bryan, Texas, the Georgetown Eagles about to come through the paper down on the sidelines, and that's where we'll send it for Mr. Dave England. Dave, your thoughts as we get set to kick this game off here as Georgetown takes on the Foster Falcons in round two.
Brad, I really to
Dave, going to need you to come a little closer to me, bud. I can barely hear you.
This matchup is going to be a lot of fun. I think our defense is going to do like throughout the season. They've had a game so far this year, and we're going to need them to hold this high-powered Foster offense back and give our offense time to get that run established and do some things offensively. But perfect weather here in Bryan, Texas, at AstroTurf Field. It's a beautiful facility, equal crowd on both sides. This place is pumped up.
Appreciate it, Dave, as the Eagles have taken the field. Georgetown in the all-blue uniforms today, playoff blue pants, the blue tops with the white numerals, the silver helmets trimmed out in blue as well. As for the Foster Falcons, they come out in the white uniforms, trimmed out in black and a little bit of gold with the black helmets and black numerals as well. We are in Merrill Green Stadium in Bryan, Texas, for this ball game. This is a stadium where Georgetown pretty familiar with here, Kelly. I mean, you and I know this booth well as well. 2 games last year here. They won round 2 and then lost round 3 to Shadow Creek, but it's nice to not really have unfamiliar surroundings.
Well, and what's kind of cool is I can look down the press box and I can see Merrill Green sitting just a couple of spaces down from us, so it's good to have him here. Really long time supporter and involved in Texas high school football. So, yeah, we played here twice last year. Our playoff run ended here last year, unfortunately. So, beautiful day for football. I'm excited to watch this game, and I'm kind of looking for that defense to maybe put some points on the board or special teams to shorten this field for us today. So we've come close to some punt blocks. This may be the day today.
Folks, we're going to step aside for a second, let you hear the national anthem. We come back, we'll have kickoff of this ball game between Foster and Georgetown here on SHN Sports. Well, a good job with the anthem as we get set for kickoff here today. Team's about to go out for the ceremonial coin flip at the 50 as people keep filing in. A rare afternoon game, Kelly. We talked about it a little bit with a pregame show at 2:30 kickoff. You know, these kids usually play 7:30 at night. But it's a full football focus right now, too, because there's no class next week. Last day of class was yesterday, I do believe, before the holiday break. So if you win tonight, you get a chance, or today rather, you get a chance to really focus on Thanksgiving football.
And that's what coaches talk about. You want to be playing football at Thanksgiving in Texas high school football. And, both these teams have that opportunity now. I think it's going to be an exciting game on paper. A lot of people are probably saying that Foster has the edge. They do with some athleticism on offense, but we'll see if that Eagle defense can step up to the task today.
Couple of scores, by the way, from around the district last night. If you haven't heard or gotten caught up on what's been going on in the playoffs, Hutto and Shadow Creek went to battle in a Waller, and Shadow Creek took Hutto. Really, they hurt them a bit in that ball game. 63-14 last night. Shadow Creek doing a number on the Hutto Hippos. The winner of this game will play Shadow Creek next week.
And Shadow Creek's the one that booted us out of the playoffs last year.
And they went all the way to the state finals, folks.
That was not close.
As you said on the way down here today, Shadow Creek has actually never lost a regular season football game in their existence in 3 years now playing high school football. Elsewhere in the district last night, Manor just put it on Porter 45-6. So the Manor Mustangs go to the third round for the second straight year as well.
How about those Mustangs, man, representing District 11? That's awesome.
And Cedar Park, by the way, they play tonight down at Houston's NRG Stadium. So they'll be playing at the home of the Texans against Friendswood. That game later on tonight, starting about 6 o'clock.
I want to say hello to some of our folks already listening in on YouTube. Guy McDonald, you're listening in. Gaius Cameron and Andrew Rios. Gaius actually saying that the Timberwolves from Cedar Park are pulling for the Eagles today. So thanks for joining us on YouTube, guys.
Yeah, Cedar Park, if they win tonight, We can still preview this game as well, but if they win tonight, they'll get to play a district game next week near home against Manor. The winner of that game for Cedar Park Friendswood plays Manor next week.
Manor has surprised some folks this year. We knew they had some athletes, but I didn't see coming what happened last night with that score.
Georgetown got their hands full today with this our Foster Falcon team, rather. If you're just joining us, this Foster team went all the way to the state quarterfinals last year before succumbing to Shadow Creek. They've got several guys being recruited, by the way, for the next level. By the way, Foster wins the toss. They have deferred. Georgetown will receive the opening kickoff. Foster's got 3 guys you really want to pay attention to. The junior 6'8", 305-pound offensive tackle, Ruben Fothery. He has offers from Texas A&M, Baylor, Alabama, Auburn, and many others. So really a big guy down there playing offensive line, just a junior. Another junior on offense, a wide receiver, Cody Jackson. He's committed to go play in Oklahoma. And then the senior defensive tackle, and we were up here talking about him during warm-up, so how big he looks. Chidozie, and I've got to make sure I pronounce this right, Nuweko. So Chidozie Nuweko. He leads the defense, being recruited heavily by LSU, Baylor, Texas Tech, Houston, and a bunch of others. So he, this team is talented and loaded on the Foster side. But like we said, it's a team that you can score some points on and move the ball up and down the field on.
They have given up points, but they score a lot of points too. So it's going to be interesting to see what this Eagle defense does against this Falcon offense today. That's really what I'm excited to watch. Hey, I did want to point out the captains today for your Eagles. Number 14, Jacob Trussell. Number 37, Taylor Beal. Number 49, Isaiah Ruiz. And number 52, Alex Thiel. So little captain's notice for those guys today.
Well, Georgetown will be going left to right as you listen this afternoon. Brandon Bradford and Cade Lachlan back deep for the Eagles in the all-blue uniforms as we get set to play this one. Sorry, folks, trying to make sure we get the crowd mic in there just right for you. The right arm is up for Foster's Brian Harrell. He'll run up. He'll put boot to leather. We're underway. It's a short end-over-end kick towards the far sideline, fielded by Lachlan at the 15. He's across the 20 and hit at the 23 before being pulled forward a couple of yards. A little chippiness on the tackle, but Georgetown will take over right at the 25 to start this ball game.
That chippiness is something the refs need to get a handle on right off the bat and keep this and remind these kids that high school sports in this state is all about sportsmanship. Nothing wrong with some celebrating, but here we go. Time for football.
Ball at the left hash mark for Georgetown to start. Darson Herman leads the offense out there for the Eagles. A healthy Darson Herman this week after fighting the flu a week ago. He's got Edie in the backfield with him. There's a turnaround and a handoff up the middle, and Edie will not get much, maybe actually lose a couple of yards there. Here comes second down.
Tyler, I'm just going to call him Tyler. That last name is something else, number 11. He's the junior defensive lineman. Got back there, just shed his block. Big kid.
Sorry, folks, I don't know what that is, that popping sound. We'll try to get it fixed here. Second down for Georgetown and about 12 or 13 to go. Another handoff up the middle and a short gain for the Eagles back to the 23-yard line. So here comes third and long.
Well, and we said before the football game that the Eagles were going to want to keep the ball on the ground. You heard Coach say that. Keep the ball on the ground, run the clock. But looks like Foster so far in this game has watched a lot of film on Edie, and we'll see if they can contain Darson.
Third down, and sorry, folks, again, we're trying to figure out what's going on with that sound. Third and about 12 to go. Herman rolling out to his right, being chased from behind, throws a little flare. It's incomplete. Out of the reach of Ryan Edie, and that's a 3-and-out for Georgetown to start the ball game.
Darson just escaped that defensive rush back there and got rid of the football. It's a good play just to get rid of the football and not have it 4th and 20 versus 4th and 12. So 3-and-out for the Eagles.
Here comes a punt for Georgetown. Lachlan fields it low, able to kick it away, though. A little spiraling kick that'll bounce at the 42. Take a nice Georgetown bounce down the near sideline and go out of bounds right around the 27. So that's where the Georgetown Eagles the Georgetown Eagles will send their defense out to take this Foster offense on.
Cody Jackson, their stud wide receiver, was back deep for that kick, and that was an obvious attempt to keep the ball away from him, and it was a beautiful punt to do just that. So going to be kind of interesting to watch this Foster offense come out. Big number 6 quarterback back there, Ryan Stubblefield, senior quarterback. A lot of attention from him.
Sorry, Dave, I know you're trying to get in there. We'll get to you in just a second. 1st and 10, Foster. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Ball at the 27. Moving right to left. Turn around and a handoff up the middle to Mario Simmons, and he'll be pushed back by the Georgetown defense for no gain.
Brandon Hargrove, first one to him, chased him down from behind. He started trying to go up the middle, but he saw Brandon penetrate him, but Brandon chased him down from behind, brought him down, and that's we talk about the speed that some of these offenses have had, but Georgetown defense just showed they've got a little bit of speed and quickness in that 5 to 7 yard range.
Dave, I'll come to you again in just a second. Sorry, 2nd down, 2 wide receivers on each side. A man goes in motion, ball on the far hash mark to the right. Another handoff to Simmons over the right side. He will leap over a defender hurdling, and he gets down to the 33-yard line. An athletic move by the running back Simmons, Mario Simmons, and here comes 3rd down and about 4.
So I see they're pulling number 76, big offensive tackle, Feathery, and they seem to be following him on these last 2 plays. You can't miss him on the football field.
Here comes 3rd down and a 4 now for Foster. The quarterback is Carter Wilson. And it looked like the line moved and said they're going to let this play go. Actually, that's not Wilson. Excuse me, that's Stubblefield. He's dancing around in the pocket. He escapes 1 tackle. Now still running behind. He's back behind the 20, being chased from behind. Throws one up for grabs. It is caught at the 34, 35. But that is far short of a first down. Ball was caught by Terribian Ramirez. Picks up just 2 on the play. But I'll tell you what, credit Stubblefield for avoiding the sack 3 different times on the play.
I'll tell you what, though, the defense did a great job of just staying after him. He came up limping. He's limping off the field right now, Stubblefield is, so may have twisted that ankle a little bit, but great pursuit by that defense. You could see Stubblefield's athleticism right then, but 3 and out for the Falcons,
May I say they were being held all over the place, too. The jerseys almost got ripped off.
Well, here comes 4th and about 2, and Foster will punt it away. Looks to be Sean Kelly kicking it. He puts a nice boot to it, and a fair catch called for and made at the 27-yard line by Georgetown's Cade Lachlan, and that's where the Eagles will take back over. So each team goes 3 and out to start the ball game here, Kelly.
Nice job by the defense. That's how you want to start this ball game against a really athletic Falcons offense, and they did a good job. I like seeing that pursuit by the defense back there in the backfield, putting some pressure, not letting Stubblefield get comfortable back there. So we'll see if the offense now can get something going a little bit better.
Here we go. Just like our defense, like we've said, 3 and out on both sides. It's good to see everybody's feeling it out.
So here comes 1st and 10 Georgetown now with Edie behind the quarterback, Herman. Edie takes the handoff, dances his way through, and gets out to about the 29 for a gain of 2 on 1st down.
A 2-yard gain is not something you're really going to write home about, but Edie did a good job of just stepping out of the grasp of a couple of tacklers and getting some positive yardage on that 1st down. Unlike on the previous play where he lost 2, he gains 2 this time.
2nd down here for Georgetown, about 8 to go. Dave, do me a favor, make sure you're turning your mic off in between spots. 3 wide receivers here. Man goes into motion. Fake handoff. Herman keeps up the middle. Gets through 1 tackle across the 30 out to the 35. And that's going to be near a 1st down for the Georgetown Eagles as Darson Herman, the big load quarterback, is out to the 38, and they will move the sticks.
Good job back there. And again, you see Foster's defense. They know that Herman has the capability to run, but he just took a step to his left and dodged the tackle and did a great job of getting the first down for the Eagles today.
1st and 10, Georgetown, ball at the 38 in their own territory, moving left to right. Handoff, faked. Herman tries to keep it going up behind Edie. Held onto that ball quite a way, kind of riding the hip of Edie, and he loses a couple of yards back to the 36.
I think you kind of see the plan out there for dealing with big number 11 out on the end. Dennis Everson, number 22, came in, but number 11 out there, they're double-teaming him almost every down, and that's probably a good idea because that is a large young man.
And number 10, keep your eyes on him in the middle. He's a load.
2nd and 12 for Georgetown. Ball on the left hash mark. Trips receivers to the right. Nobody out left. Bubble screen out to the near side. Caught by Bradford. He's got room down the 40. Down the sideline to the 50. It's a foot race at the 40. To the 30. Being chased from behind at the 20. Down to the 10. Pushes a man out of the way. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Georgetown. Brandon Bradford takes it 64 yards.
That was a beautiful play, and the receivers did what they're supposed to do out there on the edge, made their blocks, held up. The safety came in and tried to blow up the play, but he got caught up in all those blocks and couldn't do anything, and from there he was gone. What a great play.
64 yards down the sideline on the bubble screen, and the Eagles have the early lead. Extra point attempt on the way for Diaz. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is good, and actually that was not Diaz kicking, that was Isaac Winan. But nevertheless, it's good, and your score with 6:46 to go in the opening quarter of play. The Georgetown Eagles lead the Foster Falcons by a score of 7-0. Back with more Georgetown playoff football presented by Georgetown Jewelry here on SHN Sports.
Royce Electric is a proud supporter of the Georgetown Eagles. Royce Electric also wishes Kaylee Biondo a great year. Go Eagles! Royce Electric, Harker Heights, Texas. Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
Short kickoff fielded by Foster at about the 30. They'll take it out to the 33 or so, and that is where Foster will take over with Georgetown leading 7-0 after the 64-yard touchdown pass from Herman to Brandon Bradford on the bubble screen. Great blocking on the outside to allow Bradford to get that sideline.
Fantastic blocking, and again, those receivers that were out there with him tied up their guys. Brad, I normally hate that pooch kick, but I love it because if they keep that ball, if they kick that ball anywhere near Cody Jackson today, I just think that's a horrible mistake.
We'll give you a drive summary here in just a minute. Sorry, the Georgetown fans on the near side rocking with noise. Snap back, Stubblefield looking to throw. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. Goes deep down the near sideline. He's got a man, and that's incomplete, but that's going to be pass interference. Maybe not the worst pass interference to take, though, if you're Saul De La Rosa, because he was beat down the near sideline by Terribian Ramirez. Ran him over, but it's only 15 yards instead of 40 there.
Well, I tell you, the Falcons have a gigantic offensive tackle on that left side, number 76, Ruben Fothery.
That's who we talked about earlier today. He's 6'8", 310 pounds.
6'8", 310 pounds of holding machine. Because, man, you got guys about to run around him almost every time, and he just grabs on. If I'm the defensive coaches, I'm barking in that line line judge's ear about that on this side of the field.
So the ball will be moved to the 48, and here comes 1st and 10 now for Foster at their own 48. Fake handoff, Stubblefield throws. It is in and out of the hands of Terribian Ramirez, a little too hot and too high for the wideout. Here comes 2nd and 10. By the way, that Georgetown drive, 4 plays, 73 yards, took just a minute and 50 seconds off the clock. The big play, Herman to Bradford for 64 yards down the sideline.
So the Eagle defense, the only yardage the Falcons have gotten now is on that penalty. So we'll see if they can stop this drive here before they cross into midfield.
Ball on the right hash mark, 3 to the right, or 3 to the left, and the Foster Falcon offensive line, the left side of it moved when Georgetown shifted, and here comes 2nd down. Or excuse me, 1st and 15.
That was big Fothery, and when you're that big and you flinch, that's a lot of flinch. And the referees aren't going to miss that.
Foster's trying to do a hard count. They're trying to get Georgetown to jump off, and they got their guys to jump.
Here comes 2nd down and 15 from the 43. 3 wide, handoff over the right side to Isaac Johnson. He'll be bobbled up around the 46 for a short gain of about 3. Here comes 3rd and long now for Foster.
Well, I tell you, so far, I know it's only the second drive, but so far Matt Anderson just came in there and just shut that play down. And Foster's going to have to make some adjustments in game against this defense because I don't think they were counting on this Eagle defense having this much athleticism.
Georgetown, I like the defensive game plan here so far early.
Yeah, it's really come together here at the end of the season.
3rd and 12, rolling to his left. The quarterback, Stubblefield, throws near side. Ball caught short of the 50, but that is well short of a first down. Cody Jackson made the catch. He just gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. They'll officially mark it right at midfield, but it's 4th down and 8 now.
It's neat to see what the Eagles are doing to try to keep Cody Jackson in check.
Yeah.
Because they basically had 3 defensive backs out there in a triangle around him, able to drop back and help in case of a deep pass, but the safeties did a good job of shutting down that deep pattern, and the quarterback's confused right now. So nice job by the Eagles of shutting that down. We'd have had another 3 and out except for 1 penalty, but we get the ball back.
They've got a punt into the wind.
Harrell kicks it away. A high spiraling punt. Running up on it, Lachlan. He'll make the fair catch right around the knees at the 27. That's a tough catch to make. He was having to run up hard to make it.
It makes the coaches and me terribly nervous when they run up on that ball like that and catch it at full speed.
5:45 to go. Georgetown takes it over at the 28-yard line. The Eagles lead it 7-0 over the Foster Falcons here in the area round of the playoffs, round number 2 in Bryan, Texas.
You know, for the Foster coaches, one of the challenges is after being so successful last week and surprising some folks is keeping your team up this week.
Quick in the ball game and running back. There's a handoff to Bradford on the speed sweep to the right side. He'll try to cut back up the middle, and Foster rallies to the football. They get maybe a yard or 2 on the play. Here comes 2nd down.
Say exactly how the last drive started with 2 yards on 1st down. Different method, but the same result. Hopefully we can get that same result from that last drive at the end of this.
So glad to have you all along listening in today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. 4 wide for Georgetown, ball on the right hash mark. Fake handoff the quick throw over the middle. It's caught by Lachlan at the 40, and that's a 1st down for Georgetown on a gain of 10.
Good job of Lachlan just using his body to separate himself from the defenders out there because he had 2 guys close to him. But he's a big kid, and he was able to use that body to get in front and hang on to that football, got that 1st down. Good drive.
Ball right between the hash marks. Georgetown taking their time, not really playing hurry up, which is smart. Run the clock and shorten the football game. Quick stays in the ball game and running back to the right of Herman. Another fake handoff. Actually, they will hand it off to Bradford. He makes a man miss in the backfield on the sweep and dives forward. He gets to the 39 for a loss of 1. I thought for a second that Herman actually kept that football.
Yeah, he hung on to it a long time, and he was looking to see if that linebacker collapsed down or was going to commit to the run out there, but fortunately no fumble.
2nd and 11 now for Georgetown. Ball on the right hash mark. Quick moves to the left of of Herman. Fake handoff this time. Herman keeps it. And he'll go over the left side to pick up a couple as the ball gets out to about the 41.5. And it's 3rd down and long now.
Sometimes the fans will kind of get upset that they stay with the running game when they're not having a great deal of success. But you've got to keep this Foster defense honest to that run to open anything up out on the edges. So I like this play calling to this point.
3rd down, about 8 to go for Georgetown. They spot the ball at the 42. 3 wide receivers to the left. That's that bubble screen formation they just ran a minute ago. 1 to the near side, and Foster way offside. Georgetown's got a free play as Herman will be hit from behind. I'm surprised they didn't just blow it dead unabated to the quarterback there.
Yeah, if they don't penetrate past the line, they'll often let the play go. But these guys got penetrated past the line and were basically free towards the quarterback. Oftentimes they'll stop that, but they didn't on this time.
It is officially offsides against Foster. So 3rd and 8 becomes 3rd and 3. That's a big penalty. It's much more manageable play now for Georgetown to convert.
You know, last year whenever we were playing Shadow Creek here in the same stadium, they had, I think, 16 penalties against them. I don't think Foster has as much talent as Shadow Creek, and they're not going to be able to keep committing those penalties.
Foster jumped again. They got back onside, though. Oh, man. They were well across the line. Georgetown needs midfield. 5 seconds left on the play clock. 3 receivers to the left. Herman does hand it off up the middle, and they are swallowed up quickly. Zane Quick with the carry, but my goodness, the big man, Chidozie Nweko, who we told you about in the pregame, was there to make the tackle.
Boy, he just absolutely shed his block, and it was like he was in the huddle with the play call. My goodness, he got back there quick.
4th and 5. Georgetown has the offense on the field. You wonder if this might not be the pooch punt. maybe trying to get them to jump off sides because the last 2 plays Foster has jumped a couple of times. Quick moves up, and this will be the pooch as Herman calls for it. Kicks it away. It's an end-over-end kick. Should take a nice Georgetown bounce. It does, and the ball will settle in around the 18-yard line. So
there you go.
Georgetown pins Foster pretty deep as the Falcons come back on the field on offense with 2:48 to go in the opening quarter, with Georgetown leading 7-0.
Yeah, you like it. They try to get Foster to jump off sides. If they do, you get the first down. If they don't, no harm, no foul. You punt it. And make this a long field for Foster, who to this point with 2:48 left in the first quarter has had no success on offense.
And you're taking advantage of the wind. You've got the wind out of the north right now. The wind is at our back. So when they're punting, they're kicking into the wind. When we're punting, it's the wind's at our back. So this is field position is a big deal in this first and third quarter.
First down, 10 to go for Foster. Ball on the right hash mark at their own 18-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Georgetown playing the 3-3 stack formation. Back to pass is Stubblefield. Steps up, now trying to escape the rush. Dances forward. He is still up on his feet and dives back, just getting to the original line of scrimmage, but no more. He got away from about 3 Georgetown Eagles. Braden Hargrove was in there, but it's no gain on first down.
Taylor Beal actually wound up at the stop, and like you said, Hargrove, he lost him for a minute because he ducked down behind one of the offensive linemen, and Hargrove was looking around like, where did he go? That was funny.
Second down here for Foster, 2:15 to go in the opening quarter. Ball right between the hash marks, 2 receivers on each side. Stubblefield looking to pass, does a shoulder fake, now throws to the near sideline to a wide-open Carter Wilson. He takes it down the sideline across the 30 to about the 33, and that's plenty for a first down as he picks up 15.
That's the first time that a Foster receiver has been able to get wide open like that, and Stubblefield has had difficulty finding somebody open, but he was wide open on that play. Slight breakdown in the Georgetown coverage, but
first time the Foster offense has generated a first down on their own. Their only other one came on a pass interference call. Here's 1st and 10 with 3 wides to the right. There's a turnaround, a handoff up the middle to Simmons. He's through a couple of holes across the 45 into Georgetown territory all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big run there for Mario Simmons as he picks up 27.
Aaron Bazell able to finally wrangle him down, but that was a big gain for Foster, and that's one of the things the Eagles are really going to have to keep from happening, are those big chunks of yardage like that on 2 consecutive plays.
Simmons checks out of the ball game. Looks like Carter Wilson checks in. There's a handoff. Actually, that's not Wilson. I apologize. That's Isaac Johnson as he goes over the left side and goes forward for about 2 yards out to the 38.
Not surprisingly, Taylor Beal in there on that play, grabbing him around the ankles and getting him stopped before he gets started. Only gains 3.
Second down and 8 now for Foster as the clock winds down here on the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. A minute to go. Back to pass is Stubblefield. Rolling out to his right, being chased from behind. Has a man releasing at the 25. Caught to the 20, down to the 10. 5 is into the end zone. Touchdown Foster. Isaac Johnson found out of the backfield by Ryan Stubblefield. And Foster's an extra point from tying it up on the 38-yard touchdown pass.
That's one of those plays you see it developing and you're just going, oh no, because up from this vantage point you can see him get past that corner out there on the edge. And good job of Stubblefield just putting the ball where it needed to be. The receivers out there on an island.
Well, and a good job by the running back to just keep leaking out and giving his QB somewhere to go with the football. Extra point up. Extra point is good for the Foster Falcons. And with 55 seconds to go in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter, we are all tied in Bryan. Georgetown 7, Foster 7. Back with more here on SHN Sports. Georgetown football presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
Foster to kick it away as they have tied it up at 7 apiece with the Georgetown Eagles. Sorry, folks, the crowd mic here is extremely touchy as we are starting to figure out. We'll get it dialed in here. Kick away from Foster. Low liner towards Bradford. He'll field it at the 7-yard line. Brandon Bradford takes it up over the left side. He's out to the 25 and will be tackled there. So Georgetown takes over at their own 25-yard line.
Well, now some consistency on the Eagle offense is crucial on this drive because in 47 seconds we're going to have the wind at our backs now. So we'll see if that changes the game plan at all for the Eagles, and maybe they start trying something down the field.
That Foster drive, by the way, 5 plays, 82 yards, lasted 1 minute, 55 seconds. Tying the ball game up.
Throw it to Cole Petter, number 40.
Ball in the middle of the field between the hashes for Georgetown. Quick stays in the ball game at running back. Bradford into motion. Rolling out to the right. It's a design run for Herman. He tries to cut back upfield. And this Foster defense looks like they are selling out to stop the run today against Georgetown.
And they should, because that's where Georgetown has had a lot of success. But that's going to leave the defensive backs one-on-one out there. So I think that Georgetown is setting up some longer passes out of these run formations and run sets, and I think they're giving Foster something to see in those sets before they change it up and go downfield.
Likely the final play of the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter with Herman taking the snap. Bradford in motion, fake handoff. Herman keeps it up the middle. Ball's on the ground, and Foster has it. Herman fumbled it on the sweep fake keeper up the middle, and it was recovered by DJ Harris of Foster with 9 seconds to go in the quarter.
That's going to cost them 15. Going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the guy that came up with the fumble because he just threw the ball down the field away from the referees, and 2 referees threw a flag. So that's going to back him up to about the 35.
That's
38.
Maybe further than that, closer to the 40 where they recovered. Yeah, 38 to 40-yard line. Let's see what the official call is. The crowd, or the referee's mic is pretty loud tonight. I think he was a little taken aback by how much much feedback he was getting.
Yeah, it took him a minute.
But
hey, I want to say hello to Jack and Cohen Ward. They're once again listening in on Facebook and not Facebook, YouTube.
Ball on the left hash here. 9 seconds to go in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. Tie ball game 7-7. Foster with the football after the fumble recovery. Stubblefield calling for the snap. Georgetown's crowd making noise. There's a handoff up the middle to Simmons, and he'll push forward to about the 35, and that is how the opening quarter will come to an end. So each team finds pay dirt during the first 12 minutes, and we got a good one going here in Bryan, Texas. Your score after 12 minutes of football, Georgetown 7, Foster 7. Back in just a minute with more Georgetown Eagle High School football presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Sharp Propane, the propane professionals. Sharp works together with home builders and developers to specialize in residential and commercial propane tank installations and propane deliveries. No guesswork, no surprises. Reliable delivery and predictable monthly billing with Sharp Complete Care program. Sharp's smart monitoring system allows us to predict your projected propane usage. Please visit Sharp Propane, the propane professionals, online at sharppropane.com for your next commercial or residential propane fill. Since 1972, Longhorn Title is committed to serving the real estate needs of Williamson County. Our owners live here, work here, and support local charities and schools. At Longhorn Title, we're large enough to serve, but small enough to care. Visit longhorntitle.com for more information. Go Eagles!
First play of the Courtney home inspection, second quarter is a handoff to Simmons over the left side. He finds his way out to the 31-yard line. And here comes third and about 3 now for Foster. 7-7 your score. As Foster has the football after recovering the fumble. 15-yard penalty pushed them back. Now they have it 3rd and 3 from their own 31. Ball on the left hash, moving left to right now for the Foster Falcons. Another handoff to Simmons, trying to find a hole. He breaks through one tackle and another. A late flag comes in. He's got enough for a first down out to the 26, but this is probably coming back.
Hold. Finally, they get that hold out there. My goodness.
I don't know if y'all can tell number 48, Braden Hargrove's jerseys. His name tag is about halfway off.
Well, the 10-yard penalty will push Foster back to about the, they're going to officially mark it at the 41 here. That's a big penalty because if Georgetown can hold here, now you're probably in 2-down territory for Foster, but they're out of field goal range, you would think, especially even if they get another 5, 6, 7 yards.
Those Cummings twins need to have a meeting back at the quarterback right about the snap of this football.
Man goes in motion for Foster on 3rd and long. Rush up the middle. Throw deep down the left sideline. It is caught in the front of the end zone. Touchdown, Foster. A beautiful throw and catch hauled in out there by Ethan Newton. And a 41-yard touchdown strike gives the Falcons the lead.
Boy, you saw his arm strength right there because he just threw that ball 60 yards in the air and hit his quarterback or his receiver in stride.
I mean, that was just a pretty throw. Not much you can do about it on a 41-yard touchdown strike. Second of the game for Stubblefield. Extra point for the Foster Falcons is good. And your new score with 11:30 to go here in the Courtney home inspection second quarter. The Foster Falcons have their first lead of the ball game. It's 14-7. Back with more in just a minute. This is Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Going on vacation? Do you have pets? Home Away from Home Pet Care's goal is to provide a fun, enjoyable, and stress-free atmosphere for your pets while they are separated from you. We want them to have a vacation too. We specialize in pets that most other facilities won't take and work with your veterinarian to fulfill any special needs. Inside our facility, we provide air conditioning and heating, music, and night lights at bedtime. Outside, we have large, spacious runs with shade and splash pools. For more information, visit homeawayfromhomepetcare.com.
Oh, Foster kicking it away, leading for the first time this afternoon, 14-7 over the Georgetown Eagles after the 41-yard touchdown strike on 3rd and long. And a run up here for Bryson Harrell, right-footed kicker. It's a high end-over-end kick that'll land halfway into the end zone and go through for a touchback.
That's the wind at your back.
Yeah, he pretty good. A pretty good boot to that one for Foster. By the way, that last drive goes just 3 plays. It traverses 38 yards as Foster had the short field to work with and only took about 39 seconds off the clock.
Eagles really need to get something going here because the offense does. If you get more than 2 scores down, you're going to have a hard time coming back against the speed of this Foster team.
1st and 10, Georgetown from the 25, and I believe the Eagles are going to call timeout, and they will before the start of this drive. And while they do that, let's tell you more about Fox Auto Parts and WVE Vehicle Electronics. WVE Vehicle Electronics, they offer a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Spark Plug, and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Fox Auto Parts store in Georgetown, Texas. Well, Kelly, Dave, as we get back going, it is 1st and 10 Georgetown. Bradford goes into motion to the right. They will instead throw the bubble screen to the near side. It is caught, but wrapped up quickly is Corey Coleman. He'll actually lose a couple of yards there on first down. I was about to say, for this Georgetown Eagle offense, you got to find some momentum as Foster's really taken the short stuff away on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, they have really scouted well, and with the exception of that one big play that the Eagles have had for the touchdown, they haven't had a lot of success in their offensive game plan to this point either.
2nd down and 13 here, or 12 rather, for Georgetown. Quick throw on the far side. It is caught, and out to the 40-yard line goes Corey Coleman. That's a first down and a heck of a strike from Darson Herman, throwing that one through traffic.
Yeah, nice throw, because when he released that ball, I thought it was going into some really tight coverage, but it went actually just over that coverage to Coleman out there on the edge, and that was a beautiful throw.
It looked like he's throwing it through traffic on Williams Drive. There was a lot of traffic out there.
That was a dart by Herman. Here comes first down now for Georgetown. Heavy set to the right. Herman throws the bubble screen to the right. Bradford with the catch. He's out to the 45, out to the 47-yard line. So a nice 6-yard gain for first down for Georgetown. And that's an extension of the run game to try to open up the middle there, Kelly, for the running back and for Herman.
Yeah, it really is. It's those high completion rate throws out there on the edge, which is really good.
2nd down, they'll officially say it was a 5-yard gain. So the ball at the 46 here. Fake handoff. Herman tucks it. He was looking to throw, and he's sacked in the backfield for a loss. As big number, I believe it's 22, Dennis Everson, the linebacker, came in on the blitz. They took the short pass away on the slant, and he just came in, and Herman had nowhere to go.
Is it 22 or 32?
32.
32.
My
Ricky
fault.
Rich out there, the senior linebacker.
Something that Coach talked about in the coaches show. They need to dink and dunk a little bit and get some quick passes out there, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Well, that was an attempted one, and Herman tucked it, and by the time he did, Rich was in the backfield. So here comes 3rd and 14. Foster jumped. They made contact with the line, so they're going to have to blow the play dead, but this should be 5 yards in the positive for Georgetown. We'll see.
Yeah, because the offensive line jumped, but that was after.
Yeah, Foster made contact with the right tackle over there. So the 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd down and 9 now as the ball gets spotted at the 42.
Darson's doing something that's really throwing this defense off, because that's about the 5th or 6th time they've jumped, the 2nd or 3rd time they've been caught.
If you can hit a double move, this Foster defense is playing very aggressive. Herman rolling out to his left, picks up a block and a throw with a man coming in his face, and it was dropped at the 45. Would have been a first down, but Coleman couldn't pull it in.
I think he was expecting to get hit because he had some defenders close to him, but he just dropped it, hit him right in the chest. Would have been a first down.
Yeah,
that's a big drop.
And Darson had a man coming in his face and was hit as he threw it, and still put a pretty good throw out there in a catchable football.
We were talking on our way up here. It's been fun watching the maturation process of Darson, because whenever he looks like a totally different quarterback now than he did in his first start.
I'll punt away here. Little end-over-end kick that kind of got kicked backwards. It will take a big Foster bounce, and it's fielded at the 45-yard line. So Foster with a short field to work with at their own 45 to start this drive.
It's a good thing Cade Lachlan came up to that football, because a couple of the Foster guys started running towards it, and it was Cade and the 2 Foster guys. If he doesn't down that football, they're in the end zone right now.
Ball on the right hash mark. Three wide receivers to the left. Go ahead, bud. Dave will get after this play. Sorry. 3 receivers to the left. Stubblefield. Hands off over the left side to Isaac Johnson. He cuts upfield, flag down as Johnson gets out to the 49. This is probably coming back on a hold. Go ahead, Dave.
I just noticed our guys are playing off a little bit more. They're respecting that deep pass a little bit more. That might open up their run, so that's going to be good for our 3-3 stack. They'll be able to stop that run.
There it is.
There will be a hold, and it was caught against Blaze DeSanti, so 10 yards against Foster brings up 1st and 20.
Been waiting to hear that number called on the PA for a hold.
8:44 to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Foster leads Georgetown 14-7 here in Bryan. Simmons checks back in a running back. Ryan Stubblefield hands it off. This was actually not Simmons, it was Johnson, and he is only able to pick up about a yard or so. Taylor Beal there with the tackle.
You never get tired of saying that. You're never surprised when that's the number.
Yeah, I think he saw that big number 76 pull again. They've done that several times in the game. They're going to want to follow him around the corner, and Taylor Beal just sniffed it out.
It's asking a lot, though, to have your offensive tackle pull that far across the line.
Yeah, especially when he's 315. No, yeah, 315.
Yeah, 310, right around that range. 6'8", 310. He's a big guy, but asking the tackle to pull that far is a lot. Georgetown nearly jumps. Stubblefield looks to the sideline on the far side for a new play call. 5 seconds to go on the clock. Down to 3. Foster's going to snap it. They do. Stubblefield in the pocket. Looking deep. Will fire deep. He's got a man, and it is caught at the 10-yard line, laying out for it. Ethan Newton. And, man, does Stubblefield have a cannon as they mark it down to the 7-yard line.
For some reason, Bazell had great coverage down there, and then he just let him run by it. And it wasn't he pulled up on his run a little bit.
Whew. That one will go for 43 plus another 47 yards. And it's 1st and goal now.
The Georgetown defense is going to have to make some kind of adjustment. He can't have that kind of time and expect to beat this Foster team.
Stubblefield turns around, hands it off, and spinning off one tackle, but not the second, as Isaac Johnson, as he'll be taken down at the 6-yard line for a gain of 1.
It's a big series here because if the Eagles can hold them to a field goal, that'll be enormous. A touchdown here is hard.
2nd down and goal from the 6. They leave Johnson in the backfield, and he'll take the handoff right up the middle. He'll walk in untouched. Touchdown, Foster. Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, the first one on the ground, and the Foster Falcons now lead it by 2 scores.
Coaching staff next to us just rubbing their heads, fingers through their hair in frustration. That was too easy.
6-yard TD run right up the middle. 2nd total TD of the game for him. Extra point due here for Foster. Kick is down, kick is up, and it is good. And your new score with 6:48 to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. The Foster Falcons have scored 21 straight points. They lead Georgetown by a score of 21-7. Back with more Georgetown football and SHN Sports presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
Foster to kick it away after taking a 21-7 lead on the 6-yard touchdown run from Isaac Johnson. The kickoff is an end over and kick fielded short at the 15, out to the 25, and tumbling over. The ball on the ground. Lachlan put it on the ground, jumping over the pile, and we'll see who's got it. Foster says they have it. Waiting there. There's a conference by the officials. I think they're going to say he's down. Yeah, it's going to be Georgetown football, and the Eagles catch a break. Dave's right in front of you.
Yeah, he went end over end, and he was definitely down. He hit it so hard, he kind of landed on his helmet, and he was down.
So Georgetown catches a bit of a break there to start this drive. They'll take over at the 39. Maybe an ill-advised decision, you would say, to jump over the pile like that?
Trying to make something happen, but yeah, maybe not that way.
6:43 to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Georgetown trails it by 2 touchdowns. Herman with an empty backfield, looking to throw to the right. Now he's going to take off, got a lot of room in front of him, out to the 33, and he'll get to the 30. Now 33 is where they'll officially mark him, a gain of 4 on first down.
Foster does a really good job of tackling on defense. Georgetown's had some pretty good gains, but when they get to a Foster defender, they get tackled. Really nice, just sound tackling.
By the way, that Foster scoring drive, 4 plays, 55 yards, took 2 minutes off the clock. Herman back to pass, throws over the middle. That's complete to Lachlan at the 40. He'll push forward to the 43, and it's a first down for the Georgetown Eagles.
I like seeing the lineman get down there and start pushing Lachlan while he's tied up with a defender. These boys are still fighting hard, and if they can put some points on the board, then it completely changes the dynamic of this half now.
Well, sorry, Dave, I see you down there, but go ahead.
No, it's fine. I just think this O-line's doing a tremendous job right now protecting Herman.
Stacked wide receivers on each side for Georgetown. Ball between the hash marks at their own 43. Herman the pass, throwing, and it is intercepted by Foster at the line of scrimmage. Anthony Smith, the linebacker, jumped up, knocked it down, and then came down with the football. And Foster has their second turnover forced today.
Darson never saw him. And actually, when he reared back to throw that football, the linebacker was actually bent over out of Darson's sight, and he just jumped and was able to knock it down. You can't really blame Darson for not having seen it.
Yeah, Georgetown's trying the short passing game today, and they've had some success, but I think as aggressive as Foster is playing, eventually the Eagles might have to think about going deep a couple of times, try to loosen it up.
Darson in some previous games has been able to get some cornerbacks to bite on a pump fake. Maybe they try a pump fake and send somebody a little deeper.
4 wide receivers here for Foster. Throw to the far sideline, caught by Taribian Ramirez. He is out to the 25, still on his feet, down to the 22. And that's a big gain of 19 on first down.
First couple of series, Foster was really patient and calm and vanilla. And in the first 2 series, the Georgetown offense had the Foster defense a little confused. They've corrected that now, and the roles have flipped because now this Eagle defense looks confused.
Back to pass, Stubblefield, standing in the pocket. Fires over the middle. That's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Foster. Stubblefield strikes it to Zachary Hopper, who pulls it in from 21 yards out, and it's a 3-touchdown game.
We've got Cody Jackson covered, but those other receivers are wide open now.
That's the 3rd touchdown pass of the ball game already for Stubblefield. That was an absolute bullet over the middle.
He's got a cannon arm. Just cannon.
And like you said during a break, he's accurate.
Yeah, he's hit. His receivers are where they need to be. They're running really good routes. They put that foot in the ground and turn, and in a blink are out there.
2-play, 41-yard drive, extra point up and good. And with 5:15 to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter, Foster leads Georgetown 28-7. Back with more Georgetown football and SHN Sports presented by Georgetown Jewelry in just a moment.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Well, the Georgetown Eagles find themselves in a 3-touchdown hole here in the Courtney Home Inspection's second quarter. 5:15 to go in this second, and it's 28-7 Foster after the short 2-play, 41-yard touchdown drive. Stubblefield, by the way, now 8 of 9 for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fair catch called for and made by Lachlan, so Georgetown will take over at the 25 to start this drive.
Good job making that fair catch and bringing that ball out to the 25. He caught it at the 2, but fair caught it, so we get it out to the 25. I want to say hi to Amy Leggett and Tracy Sparkman. They're headed to Lubbock from Georgetown to watch some Red Raider football up there, so longtime friends of those two ladies. Glad y'all are listening, ladies. Thanks for listening in. Got some Falcon fans listening in. Folks, it's a Georgetown homer call, but we recognize great athletes on both sides of these on both of these teams, so we appreciate the Falcons that are listening in as well.
3 to the right for Georgetown. Foster looked like they jump on the defensive side. They're able to get back out of the neutral zone. Herman looks to the near sideline for a new play call. 10 on the play clock left. Ball on the left hash for Georgetown at the 25 to start the drive. Darson Herman to pass, looking. Now he's going to escape the pocket. Up the middle, he gets out to about the 24, so he'll lose a yard there. Here comes second down.
Receivers are all covered up. That's what they refer to as he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it's technically not a sack, but that's the coverage. Yeah. Allowing that line time enough to get to the quarterback and just disrupt the play entirely.
And Foster's cheating up and taking all of the short stuff away from Georgetown right now. Stacked receivers, little shoulder fake, looking to go deep. Herman down the left sideline, and it is caught in Foster territory by Corey Coleman at the 46-yard line. That will be a 30-yard gain and a first down.
Nice job. Corey made up for that drop a little bit earlier. But that was a great job of fighting for that football over his defender.
And you mentioned the pump and go earlier, and there you saw it. Now a little bubble screen to 50, and he's out to the 45, cuts back up to the 40 down the sideline. And Tyler Fithian is out at the 34. That's another first down for the Eagles.
Going with a little tempo. I like it. I like changing it up like that.
And Darson sometimes seems more comfortable when we go tempo.
Darson does really well with the tempo.
5 wide now. Herman, another bubble screen to the far sideline. Open. Ball caught by Lachlan out across the 25 or so is what I'll mark him. Actually at the 26-yard line.
I love the tempo. Love it. It always throws the defense off.
So that's – sorry, go ahead.
Hey, at this point, you may see Foster call a timeout if they have another successful play here.
2nd and 3. Herman looking at the pass, being pressured from behind, and he will take a big loss back to the 35-yard line. Trying to escape the pressure and just got tripped up from behind. Big number 11, Tyler Onyedim with the tackle.
Yeah, and Everson got back there too and forced Darson out of the pocket. He didn't see him in time enough to get away.
3rd and 11 for Georgetown, but you got to think this is 4-down territory if you're the Eagles here. Yep. Already down 3 touchdowns late in the second quarter.
At this point, you got nothing to lose.
No.
Let's start drawing everything out of the bag, man.
Edie to the right of Herman. Herman with a quick throw to the near sideline, off the hands and incomplete. Ball was intended for Corey Coleman. Here comes 4th and 11, and the offense is going to stay out there.
Corey turned his head right at the last second, right as the ball was getting there, and that's one of those deals you got to watch that ball all the way in.
Fourth down, 11 now for Georgetown. Ball at the Foster 35. Best drive for the Eagles in quite a while. Back to pass. Herman to throw, getting pressured from up the middle, and he is sacked. Right up the middle is where it came from. It was Ricky Rich one more time, and Georgetown goes out on downs.
You're starting to see this athleticism really take its toll because they're able to beat their blocks. They're able to beat some of the stunts that and those blocking schemes are really throwing this Eagle offensive line off. And they did a good job early on of being able to protect Darson now, but they just can't overcome the speed on these last few drives.
Folks, we told you this Foster team is not your normal 4 seed that you would see. They play in one of the toughest districts in all of 5A football. And here you're seeing the talent that they have on the roster, up 28-7 already after knocking out undefeated 10th-ranked New Caney last week. 1st and 10 Foster from the Georgetown, or their own 44 rather. There's a handoff, and the play is blown dead. And I believe it's going to be a false start against the Falcons.
I think delay a game.
Yep, good call.
Want to say hi to Kay and Chuck Pledge listening in. Chuck's had been kind of under the weather, so we're glad that he is starting to feel a little better. So hi, Chuck and Kay. Glad to have you guys with us. Long time Eagle supporters.
4 wide receivers here for Foster on 1st and 15. Mario Simmons, the running back. Stubblefield back to pass. Has all day. Throws over the middle. That ball complete near the 50. And take it down right at the 50-yard line there. It'll be a A 9-yard gain. I believe that was number 23 with the catch. Zachary Hopper, who had the touchdown catch on the last drive. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Boy, he's got a quick release.
Yeah,
he just from that set position to throwing the ball is just so fast.
Man in motion is Cody Jackson going to the left. Rolling out that way, Stubblefield. He will throw, and ball is caught in Georgetown territory at the 41-yard line for a first down, hauled in by Case Parker.
Nice job by Parker getting out there and running. He ran a really good route because he just stuck that foot and turned and gave his quarterback just a perfect target to get that first down.
Ball at the 41. 2:40 to go in the Courtney Home Inspections second quarter before we head to the half. Georgetown down 28-7 to Foster. There's a handoff. Ball is on the ground, and it's still on the ground as Simmons is looking for it, and he was able to fall back on it. There's a late flag after the play as well. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the run. Mario Simmons had it knocked out and kind of dropped it twice, and now we'll see who the flag is on.
It's going to be number 8 on Foster. Carter Wilson, I think. Little extracurricular after that whistle.
Simmons had it knocked out once, picked it up, and then dropped it again. Well, that shouldn't repeat the down. He said repeat the down, but that's not accurate. It's a dead ball, pal.
Yeah, it should.
So this should be second down. He just corrected himself, and that's going to push the ball back to the Foster 41. So it is second and a mile now for Foster. They need the Georgetown 31. I believe it's second and 28.
Second in College Station.
It is that way. Back to pass, Stubblefield all day in the pocket. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. A little too tall and behind the intended receiver. Turibian Ramirez coming across in a drag route. And here comes 3rd and 28 as pressure was coming from Georgetown up the middle.
That's really the first time you've seen Stubblefield throw an off-target pass, even when he's under pressure.
Yeah.
He's an impressive kid to watch.
I believe he's, according to statistician extraordinaire Galen Walnicki next to us, only thrown 2 incompletions now all day.
Wow. Figures.
3rd and 28 now for Foster. Ball at their own 42. Big chance for Georgetown to get off the field, maybe get some points before the half. Georgetown bringing the heat up the middle. It's going to be a run play. Over to the left side is Isaac Johnson. He's across the 50, spins off one tackle, still on his feet, pushing his way forward to the Georgetown 45, but no more. And that brings up 4th and long. And let's see if the Eagles decide to call timeout or if they're going to let the clock wind here.
What a great play call.
Yeah, I like it actually.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 6 miles, and they got 3 of the 6 miles back.
Well, Foster has an option, and now Georgetown's going to call a timeout. You think Foster's probably going to kick this away on 4th and 14, but you never know. Real quick, folks, I want to thank our friend Georgetown City Council member Kevin Pitts, as he's a proud individual supporter of Georgetown Eagle playoff football and SHN Sports. Kevin wishes the Eagles good luck in today's contest, and go Eagles. We appreciate your support, Kevin.
Folks, hang around at halftime. We got Pete Thiel up here with us from the Football Booster Club. He's the Football Booster president, about to be the outgoing president. But we're going to chat with him about some of the stuff going on with the Booster Club and what the future holds and get some of his impressions on this first half. So stick around for that interview. We appreciate Pete coming up and joining us.
Well, it is 4th and 14. Foster will line up to punt this away now, with 1:46 to go in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Nobody deep for Georgetown, just trying to play the fake just in case, otherwise let the ball bounce and take it wherever it may go. Also may try to bring some heat. Nope, just a 3-man rush for Georgetown. High end-over-end kick with some backspin on it. Ball bounces at the 15, bounces backward, and is down at the 16. So Georgetown will have to go basically the length of the field for some points here with 1:39 to go left in the half.
Looked like a good pitching wedge.
Yeah.
Stick it.
Just a 29-yard punt. Let's see if the Eagles go back to that hurry-up. It was pretty successful in the last drive before the pressure, and really the pressure for Foster Day has not been from the outsides. It's all been from up the middle. that has disrupted the Georgetown offense.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a run play here, and if they do something successful, go to kind of a hurry up. Otherwise, run that clock out.
3 wide receivers to the right for Georgetown. Nope. Herman to pass. Steps up, and ball is
fumbled.
on the ground as he fumbled. He was hit. Ball at the 10. Foster says they have it. They come out of the pile with it, and the Foster Falcons will take over on 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Boy.
Second time Darson Herman has fumbled today.
Foster's a quality team, and you can't make mistakes like that and expect to come out of here with a victory. Deep, deep, deep.
Ball at the Georgetown 10, so it'll be 1st and goal for Foster. And they got a chance to blow this one wide open here before the half.
And they get the ball back.
Yes, they do.
To start the second half.
Minute 32 to go. Georgetown showing blitz. See if they bring the heat. Looks like they're talking about bringing 6. They do. It's a run blitz and a run play for Foster. Good job by the Falcons, actually, just to pick up a 2 or 3 yards, running to the outside to the right as Mario Simmons sounds the carry. Here comes 2nd down.
And that line's just trying to hold up those guys just long enough for the running back to be able to get something, anything in that setting, because they put 6 guys up there in that box to stop that play. But that clock's running.
2nd down, goal from the 7. Rolling out to the left, Stubblefield. Being stretched out, having to stand still now. Just kind of floats one towards the sideline. He gets it across the line of scrimmage, so no grounding there. And here comes 3rd down.
Nice job out there on the edge by Andres Langhorne getting out there and forcing nothing on that play, and that kills the clock.
Third down and goal for Foster from the 6-yard line of Georgetown. Falcons trying to add some points right before the half. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Ball on the right hash mark, moving left to right as you listen. Turn around, handoff over the left side. That's Mario Simmons cutting back forward. He's out to the 2-yard line. And here comes 4th and decision time for Foster. Do they go for this and try to, in many ways, make it about as big of an uphill climb as you could think for Georgetown, or do you play the safe bet, kick a field goal, and go up 24 at the half?
Well, after a turnover at your own 10-yard line, as big a moral victory as you could have here is if there's going to be points that come on a field goal, or you hold them completely off the scoreboard here and have something to build on at halftime.
Folks, like you said already, stick around for the halftime show. Pete Thiel, the president of the Georgetown Football Booster Club, going to join us, talk about everything they do and how you can get involved with Georgetown football, as they do so many great things for the guys out there and the team. And like you said, it's almost like they're personal caterers in a way for the Booster Club.
Yeah, when I was in the Booster Club, you find out real quick how you're in the hospitality industry, and you do a lot with the foods. We appreciate Pete and all that the Booster Club folks do. There's just a tremendous amount of work involved with that. Pete's going to talk about some of that, but they need all the help they can get. It's usually the same 4 people.
Well, it looks like Foster's going to go for this. They're lining up in the I formation. Big number 10, the defensive lineman Chidozie Nweko, is in at fullback. And he moved early. They didn't call it. There's the flag. Play blown dead. Georgetown actually had it bobbled up.
They're going to get another shot at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you put the defensive lineman in at fullback. He's not used to staying on side like that, having to stay still.
Yeah, here comes the field goal team now. You can always tell because the small guy with the uniform nicely tucked comes out.
It'll be a 24-yard field goal attempt here for Foster.
Cleats all shiny, white uniform still clean. It's time for a field goal.
Bryson Harrell, the kicker. Ball pretty much in the middle of the field. Low snap. It is down with the hold, and the kick is up and good. With 35 seconds to go here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter, Foster extends the lead to 31-7.
That's big. If you're going to hope to get back into this game, that's what you had to have right there. You turn the ball over at your own 10, and the defense did everything they could. Good job of keeping this to a minimal amount of damage off that turnover. Now the coaches have to come over, pat Darson on the helmet, say, forget those 2 turnovers. Let's go play football.
Dave Mood on the sideline right now.
It's tough. They know they're in a hole now, and they've got to bounce back out of it. So, their heads are a little low, but I think they'll bounce back. They're always staying positive. They've got a lot of, opportunities on offense, as we've seen already. So they'll put the pieces together, get coached up at half, and come out with a change in play style, I think.
Other 5A Division I playoff action happening right now, by the way. Wagner leads Flower Bluff 42-21 in the third. Corpus Christi Veterans leads Veterans Memorial 22-13 at the half. And Ryan over Coronado 21-0 in the first quarter. Later on tonight, Friendswood takes on Cedar Park down in Houston. Here it's 31-7 with 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Foster all over Georgetown. Remember, Georgetown had the first score of the game, so Foster has scored 31 straight. End-over-end kick that will sail through the end zone for a touchback, and Georgetown will take over at the 25. And we'll see if the Eagles decide to get aggressive or just go to the half right now.
I would guess there's going to be a couple of handoffs. Let's go that. Unless Foster still has 2 timeouts left. They may want a shot at trying to block a punt.
A very excited young lady down in the concourse. You can hear from the crowd tonight. 4 wide here for Georgetown as Edie is to the left of Herman. Man in motion coming to the near side. That's Fithian. They will flare it out to Edie. Caught at the 30. Out to the 34. Pushed out of bounds late. Officially will be marked out at about the, that's where they give it, to the 34-yard line. So here comes second down and 1.
That's one of those where you're sticking your toe in the water, testing to see if you got anything worth dealing with, or if you want to just move along.
Can you get to the 50 for maybe one throw to the end zone by the half? Little shoulder fake, throw to the near sideline. Ball caught. That's a first down for Georgetown. Corey Coleman with a reception out to the 39.
Corey's got probably in his mind a little making up to do, a couple of big drops on some previous snaps, but you can see Darson hasn't lost faith in him. Corey needs to back up a little bit.
Another quick throw to the sideline. 50, and after he tipped, caught it down to the sideline, tiptoeing. He's out to the 47, and Georgetown catches a break. That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It just went right to Tyler Fithian.
Yeah, they got another little break because from my vantage, it looked like Corey was lined up off sides, but referee standing right there by him didn't call it.
21 seconds to go. Georgetown has not had to use the timeout. Everybody's been getting out of bounds very quickly here. 21 seconds left in the half. See if they just keep flaring it out. It is another bubble screen. This one to Coleman on the inside bubble. He's out across midfield to the 45, down to the 42-yard line, 41. First down for Georgetown. That'll temporarily stop the clock.
Oh, if he could have been a little more patient and waited for that block, he had something out there working on the left side.
13 seconds. Clock rolling now. Got to go for Georgetown. Down to 9 on the clock, and they'll spike it with 8 seconds to go. A little surprising maybe Georgetown didn't take the time out there.
Yeah, they may try something in the middle of the field. The whole field's open. Try something in the middle field, get a little closer, and give the kicker a chance.
Yeah, you're going into the wind, though, right now,
That's
too.
true. That'd be it. Well, the flags have laid down some. Hopefully that wind's died down a little bit. Dave.
Herman calls for the snap. There's a shoulder fake. Looking to throw. Got to get rid of it. Throws it deep down the sideline. Got a man wide open, and he overshoots Cade Lachlan by about 1.5 feet, and that is how we will go to the locker room. My goodness, that was 6.
Cade slowed up just a little bit and then started trying to catch back up to the football. He was all alone.
Well, after 24 minutes of play here in Bryan, Texas, the Georgetown Eagles find themselves in a hole and will have to regroup. Foster leads it 31-7 as we go to the locker room here on SHN Sports. We'll try to see if we can get a quick talk down there, Dave. We'll see how it goes.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half real quick?
You know, it started off pretty good, just a defensive matchup, and they kind of exploded a little bit with some offensive points and a way to do a little better job in the back end and move the football consistently. We're moving it, just not consistent. It's a good football team. You know, I challenge them every week, 21 points up, 21 points down, play hard no matter what. So that's what we do.
Go, Coach. Brad, Kelly, back to you.
All right, appreciate it, Dave. We're going to step aside here for a second, let you hear from a couple of our sponsors and from the UIL. When we come back, we'll have a quick halftime interview with Pete Thiel, the president of the Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club. And we'll continue to stick around. 31-7 at the half. Georgetown trails the Foster Falcons here in Bryan, Texas. Stick around. This is Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Don't miss the UIL State Championships December 18th through the 21st at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tickets are available now through Ticketmaster. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Welcome back, folks, to the halftime Georgetown Jewelry halftime show. We appreciate you staying with us. Foster leads your Eagles 31-7 at the half. And we've got Pete Thiel up here. Pete, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate you coming up, talking a little bit about the Booster Club and what's going on. It's been a long time since our sons played little bitty Pop Warner football together.
Yep. Appreciate you having me here. I like talking about the Booster Club. We love supporting the program. Our sons actually did play when my son was in 3rd grade, and I think yours was in 4th or 5th.
Yeah, 4th or 5th, I think. Alex and my son Jesse played Pop Warner together. We had some good times watching those kids play football at the time. But, Pete, talk to us a little bit about everything that the Booster Club does in support of not only varsity football but sub-varsity and even the middle schools.
Yeah. The purpose of the Booster Club is to support the whole program and then to raise supplemental funds for the football program. So everything that we do with fundraising is the money is at the discretion of the coach put back into the program. So we put a little bit over $50,000 into the locker room this year. Georgetown spent a total of, the upgrade was about $108, I believe. Half of that was from football, some was from soccer, I believe, and some from baseball, I think. But anyway, the things that we do with the money we make, we do improvements, capital improvements like that. We bought, I believe it was 40 helmets this year for the program, helmets that had aged out, and we bought 24 sets of shoulder pads.
Right.
It was just time to add on to replace old with new. So we have a couple big fundraisers. We have two. We have a golf tournament, and then we have Meet the Eagles, obviously, that's back in August at the start of the season. That's kind of our biggest one of the year. We always are looking for volunteers. If there's people whose kids are playing or even just want to be involved with the program, we're always looking for people to help. During a regular week, it starts off, our Monday is our Booster Club meeting. Wednesday night, we have a coach's radio show, which is done here right on SHN. We do that at Burger University. It's awesome that Coach is accessible enough that he's willing to come do that. It's once you get involved with the football program, you find it's not a team, it's a real program. There's depth to it. There's a lot of things that are happening, which is cool. When I was in high school, you played on a team, and that was it.
Right.
Now it's the Booster Club, just the whole program, the coaching staff, everybody. Like we have been really happy with how the program has invested in our son. So let me go through the rest of the week. So Wednesday we do the coaches show at Burger U. Anybody that wants can come. I mean, we love to fill that place up. And Coach gets interviewed, talks about last week, the highlights, what's coming up in the next weekend's game. Thursday night, the Booster Club feeds the entire team and the cheerleaders. So we feed, during the regular season, it's about 70 people. Once we pull up kids from junior varsity for playoff games, we feed about 100. So that's every Thursday night. And then Friday is game night. We tailgate before the game. There's a shed over by the baseball field that's for football tailgating. Roland Moreno has been heading that up this year, done a great job. And then he organizes for away games. Like today, we met at Grub Burger Bar.
Right.
We probably had 60 people there today. It was great. And then
is Roland hanging around? Because he's been around a long time doing this same thing.
He's been the tailgate boss for I think 3 years. we have a couple people we've asked to split that job because it's a big job between them, and I think we have that set up for next year. The Booster Club will be meeting in the next couple weeks to elect our board for next year.
Right.
So we do the tailgating Friday before the game, and then Saturday, coaches after the boys leave practice at 12 o'clock, we bring lunch for the coaches. So we have 15 coaches we bring food for. There's a couple people I wanted to give shout-outs to from this year.
Yeah, please do.
Deanna Anderson has been in charge of team dinner for everybody all year, so she's been coordinating that. Even though she had taken a job up in Dallas, she still coordinated from up there to make sure it was covered. I wanted to mention Sandy Tingley, who does all our decorations. Like, if there is an event we're having, Sandy's there with a car full of decoration stuff. Like, she loves that kind of thing. And there's one more person that I'll think of as we keep talking.
Who was in charge of the G Crew this year?
G Crew, Frank Miranda.
Frank, okay.
Yep. And the guy that is going to be doing that next year will be Brad Laughlin.
Good.
He's the guy that helped this year, and he has Cade as his son.
So Pete, it's been consistent whenever I was in the Booster Club and before that and even now. What a lot of folks don't understand is the Booster Club is not solely for varsity. It's for sub-varsity. It's for the middle schools as well. So it's important for the parents of the kids who are sub-varsity in particular to give the varsity parents a chance to watch their kids play on Friday night and volunteer for those Friday spots.
It probably used to be that way with the volunteering on Friday.
Right.
Now football doesn't have the concession stand anymore.
Okay.
So that's given out by lottery to other groups throughout the school. So I think years ago that used to be you had to work in the concessions, you couldn't see your son. You don't do that anymore.
That's good.
But yeah, we are there to support the whole program. We provide food and meals for JV, for the freshman teams.
Right.
Like we're there for the whole program.
Right.
Like the coaches used to. I remember when my son was a freshman, they'd say, your son, he is this or that. What we're looking at is what is he at 17 and 18. Like they invest in the young guys because that's who they're going to be.
Right.
Like kids this year look up to my son because he's a senior that's played a few years. Like kids are just constantly being pushed up through that. But we support. I mean, the money that we spend, we try to do across the whole thing. The weight room is used by everyone. That's something we've been working on to save money for a couple of years.
Right.
It's for the whole team.
Well, and it's folks, a lot of people don't understand that there's so much more that goes on and must go on for Georgetown, not only football but athletics to be successful, that go beyond what the district could possibly budget. And it's monies like these, and it's clubs like the Football Booster Club and the baseball and all the booster clubs that really work to make Georgetown athletics.
To make it a program, not just a team. Your son doesn't just go to school, play football, go home. I mean, there are team dinners that happen outside of the things that I've told you. They're organized by the individual families or by position groups. Coach Dean told me, so he started in, I think, 2008. And he said that his budget, his final year, was the same from the district as the budget his first year.
Right.
So anything additional that you see, new uniforms, new helmets, we got complete new set of those black helmets that we were wearing.
Which are sharp.
Those are great.
Those are awesome.
But the budget hasn't changed in 11 years.
Right.
So the money that's spent on the system is, Coach calls me up and says, hey, Pete, do y'all have money to buy us 40 helmets? It's $25,000. Absolutely. That's why we raise money, so that when we get that call, we don't panic.
Right.
Say, yep, not a problem. I'll put the money in the district. And, I mean, so, yeah.
And
I'm agreeing with you.
And although the helmets are beautiful, there's a much greater reason why you've got to buy 40 new helmets, and that's the safety of these kids on this football field.
Yep.
Well, Pete, we appreciate you coming up and chatting with us. And not only that, but we appreciate the work that you have done in your time as president of the Booster Club,
and
for the Booster Club, making SHN Sports feel like part of the family as well. Because, folks, I can tell you from having served on the board of the Booster Club a couple of years ago to now working with SHN, none of these things that, like Pete said, make it a program could happen without sponsors and without people contributing time and money. So we appreciate that. I know it's a lot of work, but thank you so much for your work for Georgetown Eagle football.
We appreciate what SHN does, supporting the program, supporting the coach and the kids.
Well, thanks, Peel.
Pete. I know who I am.
Yeah, it was a combination. Thanks, Pete, for joining us. Folks, we're at halftime here in Bryan, Texas. Your score, 31-7. Your Eagles are trailing Foster. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports, brought to you by Georgetown Jewelry. This is the Georgetown Jewelry Halftime Show.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and enjoy the game.
Back here in the Georgetown Jewelry Halftime Show as the Georgetown Eagles trail the Foster Falcons by a score of 31-7. I want to thank Pete Thiel for joining us there for a few minutes. He and Kelly Duvall with a good informational chat about the Georgetown Booster Club. If you're interested in getting involved, make sure you reach out over there. Let's tell you about the stats from half number one as Georgetown, they scored the first 7 points of the game. They've given up 31 straight. Here's your overall stats. First downs-wise, Foster, 8 of them. Georgetown with 7. Rushing yards, Foster with 74 on 15 carries. Georgetown, 17 carries for negative 25 yards. Through the air, Georgetown, 187 on 13 of 19 passing with 1 interception. Foster through the air, 195 yards, 10 of 13 passing for Stubblefield, the quarterback, Ryan Stubblefield. He also has 3 touchdowns through the air as well. He's having a heck of a game. As for total offense, Foster 28 plays, 269 yards. For Georgetown, 30 plays, 162 yards. Georgetown's lost a couple of fumbles as well. As for penalties, Foster has committed 9 penalties for 75 yards. Georgetown just 1 for 15. It was a pass interference call on one of the first drives of the game. Each team has punted 3 times as well. Individual stats I mentioned, Ryan Stubblefield's fantastic numbers, the quarterback for Foster, 10 of 13, no interceptions, 3 touchdown passes, 195 yards so far. And for Darson Herman, 13 of 19 with a pick and 187 through the air. Herman has 11 carries for negative 24 yards, mostly sacks and just kind of being run around in the backfield a good bit. As for rushing, a couple of individual stats as well for Foster, as Mario Simmons, the starting running back, 8 carries for 45 yards, and he is splitting time with Isaac Johnson. Johnson, 6 carries for 29 yards. Johnson also with a couple of touchdowns, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. Thank you to Galen Welnicki, our statistician extraordinaire, for those. And let's run you down how all the scoring happened in half number one. 2 teams traded punts coming out of the locker room to start the game, but then Georgetown struck first. It was a 64-yard bubble screen from Darson Herman to Brandon Bradford down the near sideline, and that put Georgetown on top 7-0 in the first quarter. Foster would punt, Georgetown would punt again, and then Foster would finally strike late in the first as Stubblefield would find Isaac Johnson for 38 yards, and that tied it up 7-7. After a fumble by Darson Herman on the second play of the drive, Foster struck again. This time Stubblefield found Newton for 41 yards on a deep pass down the left side in the end zone. Newton caught it right at the goal line and stumbled in, made it 14-7. Georgetown would punt, then Foster would score again. This was 4 straight drives that Foster found the end zone. This time it was capped off a 4-play 55-yard drive, capped off by a 6-yard run by Isaac Johnson. That made it 21-7. And then on their next drive after an interception, Foster would have a short field, 2 plays, 41 yards. Stubblefield found Hopper for 21 yards and a touchdown. And it was Stubblefield's 3rd touchdown pass of the game. Foster would also add a field goal on before the half. And then the final play of the first half, Georgetown had Cade Laughlin wide open in the end zone, and Darson Herman from about 40 yards away just overshot him by about maybe 2 feet and that is how the half ended. So a tough first half here at area play for Georgetown as they trail at 31-7. Foster has scored 31 straight after Georgetown took the initial lead. We've said it a few times, folks. This Foster team, a team that went all the way to the state quarterfinals last year. Yes, they were fourth in their district this year, but they played in District 10, which may be the single toughest district in all of 5A football here in Division 1. And when you really get deep into the Foster numbers, don't forget, this team played Shadow Creek to a touchdown game earlier this year. And Shadow Creek right now, not only in District 10, but I would say for much of the state, is the standard bearer. Even though they lost the state championship game last year, that is a team full of athletes. They took Hutto to the woodshed last night, 63-14 over in Waller, and the winner of this game will play Shadow Creek next week. So if Georgetown can make the comeback and we start writing the legend of Darson Herman today, well, then that's what lays in front of you. If Foster holds on, they will get a rematch against their district rivals next weekend. But so far, I don't know how you could be anything but impressed with this Foster football team.
If this does hold up and Foster goes on to win today, that would be a really good game to maybe make a road trip for. But, yeah, Georgetown started off well, but I've said throughout the season, I've said a lot of times, you can't take a whole lot from the very first drive oftentimes because you compare what happened today on the first drive. Georgetown punts, but on their second drive they're able to score a touchdown. And then Foster really struggled in their first couple of possessions, but they righted the ship, and it has been full steam ahead ever since.
Well, you think for Georgetown, to think about a comeback here in the second half, you need a bunch of points, and Darson, it's going to be on the arm of Darson Herman. You got to think the arm and the legs of Darson Herman, maybe extending some plays, finding some room to run at times, and then being able to hit the wide receivers. And Georgetown, Foster played a bit of a softer defense on the final drive, so Georgetown had some opportunities for some quick outs and things like that. But Herman's going to have to find some guys deep.
Well, and what a lot of people forget at this point in the season is this time last year, Darson Herman was sitting in the stands as a freshman, and the 6'3", 215-pound sophomore this year, we've seen the growth, we've seen the progression as a quarterback, but he's still a sophomore. This kid's 16 years old, and he does a good job of commanding, but every once in a while we still see his youth, we still see his lack of experience. So, regardless of the outcome today, there's a bright future at the quarterback position for the Eagles.
Well, folks, we appreciate you sticking around here during the halftime show, the Georgetown Jewelry halftime show, about 6 minutes or so until we get ready to kick off half number 2 as the Georgetown band jams out down in front of us, below us, trying to entertain the hometown faithful who have made the trip. And a football game today that so far has gone against Georgetown, but still 24 minutes of football left, and see if Georgetown can make the comeback. I'll tell you, I have been in the stadium for crazier outcomes, so we shall see. Elsewhere in 5A Division I, games going on right now. Wagner leads Flower Bluff 42-35. That game was 42-31 just a bit ago, and now Wagner has, our Flower Bluff rather, has made a bit of a comeback. Elsewhere, Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial leads Veterans Memorial 22-13 late in the third, and Ryan over Coronado 35-7. That game in the second. Later tonight, Friendswood takes on Cedar Park. Finals from last night in 5A Division I, if you're just now getting caught up and haven't seen scores from yesterday. Highland Park over Magnolia 63-28. Miller 56-6 winners over Southwest. Birdville beats Monterey 41-27. Amarillo falls to Colleyville Heritage 31-17. Cooper over Azle 35-28. Lancaster thumps McKinney 58-28. Independence over Texas High School 45-30. Lone Star over College Station by that same score. Harlan over Victoria West 34-14. Shadow Creek all over Hutto last night 63-14. And Manor, in a bit of a surprise for the second straight year, they go to the third round of the playoffs. They beat Porter 45-6. Elsewhere in college football today, as we are playing on a rare Saturday here, so we can give you a little bit of an update on some college games going and of interest to you. Georgia leads Texas A&M 13-3. That game getting near the half in Athens as they play between the hedges. Notre Dame on top of Boston College 19-7 in the third. Texas State trails Appalachian State up in Boone 28-13. At the half in Waco, Baylor leads the Longhorns 7-3 in a low-scoring affair there. USC and UCLA going at it in the battle for the bell. 24-14, USC on top of UCLA. Purdue trails Wisconsin 14-10. That game in the second at Camp Randall. Ohio State beats Penn State in a top 10 battle today, 28-17 in Columbus. Alabama all over Western Carolina. They're going to tune up for the Iron Bowl 66-3. Their opponents next week, Auburn shuts out Samford 52-0. That game next week will be played in Auburn, and for Alabama, a big one, a chance to still keep their playoff hopes alive. Minnesota ranked 10 in the country. They beat Northwestern on the road 38-22. Iowa 19-10 winners over Illinois in Iowa City. Oklahoma State goes to Morgantown and beats West Virginia 20-13. Other games later on tonight all over the country, so you can enjoy those as we go. As for right here in Bryan, the Georgetown Eagles trail the Foster Falcons by a count of 31-7. We're going to step aside, let you hear from some of our sponsors. When we come back, we'll have kickoff of half number 2. Georgetown looking for a comeback, down 24 here in Bryan. Stick around. Second half of Georgetown football coming your way. This is SHN Sports Georgetown. This is SHN Sports presentation, of Georgetown football, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com. Since 1972, Longhorn Title is committed to serving the real estate needs of Williamson County. Our owners live here, work here, and support local charities and schools. At Longhorn Title, we're large enough to serve, but small enough to care. Visit longhorntitle.com for more information. Go Eagles! The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Back here at Merrill Green Stadium in Bryan as we get set for half number 2 of this area round playoff game. Round number 2 in the Texas 5A Division I playoffs. Brad Tillery, Kelly DeBall up here in the booth. Dave England down on the sidelines. He was up here hanging out for a minute, working his way back down there now as the two teams have come out of the tunnels and have taken the field, getting set for this second half of action. Kelly, we talked about it during the Georgetown Jewelry halftime show. A big hill for Georgetown to climb, but you got to start with a defensive stop and a 3-and-out.
You do, because they're going to get the ball back. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something. They're going to have to go out of their comfort zone now, the Eagles are, because with a 24-point deficit right now, you've got to take some chances that you wouldn't normally take. So I suspect that the coaches at halftime just told these guys, look, it's nothing. Let's go out and win this second half.
Well, and here's your other question. Do you think about onside kicking here to start this second half?
Yes, you do. I do anyhow. That's what I was saying at halftime. You got nothing to lose, and with the pooch kick, you're only giving up about 12 to 15 more yards than you normally give up.
Let's watch that line for Foster. They've got 5 guys up. Let's see how quickly they go back for the return. Georgetown to kick it away. They wait till the boot hits it, and there it is. And short end-over-end pooch kick fielded at the 21 by Foster. He runs into his own man down towards the sideline for Garrett George, and he'll be pushed backwards and tackled. So a very short return for the Foster Falcons, and Georgetown will send the defense out there. And like we just said, the Georgetown defense needs to find a 3-and-out to start this half.
You're going to see, trying to strip the football, you're going to see corners and safeties taking some chances to try to knock passes down or make an interception, make a big play. And in this half, to get back in this football game, your defense is going to have to give you a short field or points. Your special teams is going to have to give you a short field or points.
1st and 10, Foster from their own 27. Quick pass to the near side. Will pump fake. Got a man open near the sideline. Ball caught at the 47. And falling down with the reception is Zachary Hopper. So a long pass play on first down to pick up 21 in a first down.
That pump fake was bought wholesale by the 2 guys out on the left side of the Georgetown defense. They just bought on it, and that left 23 wide open for the Falcons.
Foster moving left to right to start this second half. Ball on the right hash mark with 4 wide. Fake handoff, bubble screen to the far sideline. Caught by Tiberian Ramirez. He's down the sideline, out to the 40 in Georgetown territory, and tackled at the 36-yard line. So a first down again for Foster on a 18-yard gain.
And that's the issue right there, that they've gotten beat deep a couple of times, so you see the corners and the safeties playing way back to keep from getting beat deep again, and that just opens up that little bubble screen.
Foster moving the ball fast. 2 plays. They are already at the Georgetown 36 on a drive that started at their own 27. Back to pass again, Stubblefield. Throws sharply to the far sideline. Ball caught at the 25 and spun out of bounds there by Case Parker. He's down at the 22, and another first down to pick up a 14 that time.
And Foster comes out gunning, and you see them just not taking their foot off the gas at all, which is exactly what you would expect.
You got to think that their coaching staff came in and said, let's try to put this away on the first drive.
Yep.
3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Foster, and the ball on the left hash mark. There's a handoff this time over the left side to Isaac Johnson, and he will be hit and driven backwards at the line of scrimmage. Taylor Beal in there on the tackle, along with Dre Langhorne. Here comes second down.
Good job by the Eagle defense pursuing, so big stop here if they can get it.
Dave, you're open, bud.
Yeah, I was just saying they're covering their number 2 wide receiver, committing 2 people to it, so that's leaving a lot of these other guys open.
Here comes second down and 11. Empty backfield. Stubblefield stepping up. He is tackled and will take a sack. A flag comes down. That should be a hold as well. Taken down at the 28.
It looked like a physical therapy session back there with that hold, man. My goodness.
Georgetown wisely declining the penalty and taking the sack instead, so the ball will be spotted at the 29. And here comes third down. Foster needs the 12, so it is 3rd and 17. Shadows beginning to fall over part of the field. In fact, where the ball is spotted, Shadows going from about the 45 to our left all the way to the 10 to our right. Empty backfield, Stubblefield back to pass. Got plenty of time. Now being flushed out of the pocket to his right, throws across the body, and it bounces incomplete to the intended receiver, Tiberian Ramirez. And Foster with decision time, ball at the 29. They may think about going for this.
Yeah, with the success they've had, I would. You got nothing, you know. If it's unsuccessful, Georgetown gets the ball at best at the 29-yard line. That's almost a kick into the end zone. So looks like they're going to line up and go for it here.
And credit Taco Williams and Miranda on that last coverage. Real good coverage on this side of the field.
Well, it is 4th and 17. Foster will go for it. 4 wide in the set. Stubblefield back to pass. Has all day to throw. Stepping up to his left. now being flushed out. Beal to his left, and he will have to step out of bounds. He had crossed the line of scrimmage, and Georgetown will get off the field with a stop.
You know, that was a lack of a great job by the Eagle defense in covering that, but as I'm watching this kid play quarterback, Stubblefield, the maturity level, the patience, it's fun to watch if you just like watching quality football, and that is a quality football player right there. He didn't try to make something happen that couldn't happen and just got off the field, but what a great athlete, but fantastic job by the Eagle defense keeping points off the board there.
So Georgetown gets the stop. It's 1st and 10, and Foster's going to take a timeout. Georgetown lined up 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. And the Foster Falcons quickly take a timeout. And we'll step aside for a second. We'll let you hear from some of our sponsors. Back with just a minute with more Georgetown Eagle football and SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
1st and 10, Georgetown. 5 wide in the set for the Eagles. Throw across the middle, off the hands, and incomplete, intended for Tyler Fithian. He was covered well by a couple of defenders there, and it is 2nd down.
The pressure Darson's been under this evening or this afternoon, I think's got him a little bit rattled. He's usually really good about getting his feet set, but that one floated on him a little bit. He just threw it off of his back foot and couldn't get anything behind the ball to get it into the hands of the receiver.
3 wide now for Georgetown, tied in the game as well. Going across the formation, that's big number 36, Tyler Hawkins. Herman back to throw to the right side and incomplete. Threw it just behind of Ryan Eady on the wheel route coming out of the backfield, and Eady had room to run.
He had him there and just threw it behind him, and Eady couldn't get his hands on it. Tried to make a one-handed catch, but again, I think you see some of the pressure has Darson a little out. He may be trying to do a little too much to try to get back in this game, and you're down 24 points, just one play at a time, Darson.
3rd and 10 now for the Eagles. Foster jumped. It's going to be a free play. Herman rolling out to his right. He's going to tuck it and run down the sideline across the 30. A burst of speed. My goodness. And Herman is going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down. Man, when he gets going, Darson can flat run.
Yeah, he just ran for 9 yards, but I think they're going to take this penalty because that would make it 4th and 1.
Yeah, you got to take the 3rd and 5
here. Yeah, you got to take
here.
the penalty. He must have stepped out of bounds. Either that or it's a horrible spot.
Decision time, but they're actually going to maybe take the 4th and 1 here. Nope. Georgetown will take it 3rd and 5 after the penalty. I was going to say, I can't imagine they're not going to take the penalty there. Got to have the extra down here if you're Georgetown. 3rd down 5 now instead of 4th and 1. 4 wide, 3 to the left for Herman. He's got Eady in the backfield with him to his left. Herman to pass, and he is hit and sacked. The blitz coming right up the middle. Marcus McHaffey there to take him down, and man, Foster brought just more than Georgetown could block on that play.
Tyler Fithian just broke across the middle. Darson was looking for his receiver at the top of the formation the whole way, but he had an outlet with Fithian. He just didn't see it.
Yeah, that was a bring the house blitz for Foster, and it worked.
Would you park that house on Darson?
Fake at this point?
What was that?
Would you see? No fake.
Not this deep in the territory, I wouldn't think. Low line drive kick, bouncing at the Georgetown 45. It'll roll near midfield and officially stops at the Georgetown 49. So that is where Foster will take over.
The reason I said that is because they motioned Darson to get back out there, so I didn't know if they had that up their sleeve.
Well, Foster with the football at the Georgetown 49, and man, Georgetown really needs a stop if they can get it.
Dave, is that wind sat down?
A little bit. It still gusts up from time to time, so it's not as bad as it was earlier.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Ball on the left hash mark. Snap back to throw. Stubblefield, and that is over the head of the intended receiver. Incomplete. There's a flag down as well. It'll be offside against Georgetown, so a free play there. Here comes 1st and 5 now for the Foster Falcons. After the offside, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. And Foster is going to give it back. Big number 74 on the right side, Elijah Colbert, jumped and ran over his man. So just going to trade 5-yard penalties and go backwards.
Well, and that was Marcus Herrera that got knocked on his can just then, and he took one for the team.
Private snap. False start, number 74, the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Taylor Beal patted him. He was like, hey, thanks for taking one for the team, because he got drilled.
Here comes 1st and 10 now as we trade offsides and false starts. There's a handoff to the left side by Mario Simmons. Spins out of 1 tackle, falls forward for another. He's out to the 46 and a 3-yard gain. That's
good.
Go ahead.
No, good penetration there. Actually, Marcus Herrera got back there and held on. I thought he was going to be able to break the tackle, but Marcus waited till some help got there.
I have never seen a team pull their left tackle on run plays as much as Foster does.
That's a big pull.
Quick throw to the near side. That ball caught by Cody Jackson. He's out across the 35, makes a man miss down the sideline to the 20. He's gone. Touchdown, Foster. That'll be a 46-yard touchdown pass on the near side screen to Cody Jackson. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Stubblefield. And Foster now leads it 37-7.
You just knew it was going to be just a matter of time for Cody Jackson to get loose, and you saw his speed right there, just able to break 1 tackle and nobody anywhere near him after that.
That's the 4th touchdown for Stubblefield. Jackson, by the way, is committed to Oklahoma. He's just a junior. Here's the extra point for Foster. It's up, and it is good. And your score with 8:15 to go in the Royce Electric 3rd quarter. Foster has extended their lead. It is 38-7. They are on top of Georgetown. Back at just a minute more Georgetown High School football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
Foster leads it 38-7 as they get ready to kick it off again, as Georgetown has found the hole even deeper to climb out of. By the way, Stubblefield, the quarterback for Foster, now 14 of 18 for 292 yards and 4 touchdowns in the game. Kick away is fielded by Lachlan at the goal line. He's going to take this one back. Got blockers in front of him, and then he's submarined at the 19-yard line. Good open field tackle there by Foster's Carter Wilson. And Georgetown will take over inside the 20.
Now you just try to make it respectable.
Well, there will be better days ahead for Georgetown if things continue like this, but today, a learning lesson, not only the talent that Foster has, but for a young quarterback out there in playoff football, the deeper it goes, tougher it gets. Herman sends Edie to his left. Man in motion is Bradford. Fakes the handoff. Now will throw. He got Edie out of the backfield wide open, and Herman couldn't hit him.
That wheel route has been open to both sides there. If Darson can just get the ball to him.
It's a smart call, too, because Foster keeps bringing heat right up the middle, and nobody is going with the running back at all.
And that little outlet's open. I go right back to it.
2nd down. This time it is 50 in motion. They will throw to him out of the backfield. He's back at the line of scrimmage, no more, and here comes 3rd and 10.
You just see the speed and athleticism of this Foster defense on these plays that Georgetown has run. They had success on that second drive of the game, but since then, boy, Foster has just been all over these play calls.
Ball on the left hash mark, moving right to left for Georgetown in the blue jerseys and blue pants. Back to pass. Herman trying to go deep, steps up, being flushed out of the pocket to his left, and he will be sacked at the 14-yard line. This time sacked by Chidozie Nweko. We've called his name a bunch today. And here comes 4th down.
I know these Eagles are going to be disappointed about how this game's turning out today, but if you go down this list of kids whose names we've been calling all year, you've got sophomore, junior, especially on the offensive side of the football. So,
and you know who is.
Sorry, Dave, you have to come closer to me, bud.
They're playing D1 commits. They're playing big-time D1 commits here.
Well, that ball fielded by Foster at the 40, and the up back will dive forward. That was Cody Jackson at the 39, so Foster takes over there. 6:57 to go in the Rice Electric third quarter.
You know, I'm going down this list of players here on our roster and on our game notes. You're looking at Darson Herman. He's a sophomore. Aaron Bazell, he's a junior. Jacob Trussell, he's a junior. Tyler Fithian, junior. Ryan Eady, junior. You just see a lot of talent that's coming back to play next year. Connor Heffernan, junior. Brian Hargrove, junior. Just names that we've been calling all year.
There's a handoff up the middle and stumbling as he was trying to get out of the backfield there. The third-string running back for Foster, Xavier Smallwood, loses 2 on the play. Here comes 2nd down.
Turf monster.
Second down here for Foster with 6:30 to go in the Rice Electric third quarter. They need 12 more yards for a new set of downs. Quick throw by Stubblefield, far sideline. Ball caught by Carter Wilson at the 37. He'll be tackled by a host of Georgetown Eagles there. It's 3rd and long. Folks, sorry, we're going to try to figure out what's going on with that popping sound we keep hearing.
I don't know where that's coming from.
3rd and 8 now for Foster. Ball on the left hash from the Georgetown 37. Back to pass Stubblefield. Now he's trying to escape the pocket, and he will be sacked by Georgetown. Taylor Beal in there along with big number 48, Brandon Hargrove. And it's 4th down as Foster goes all the way back to their own, to the Georgetown 43.
Those are 2 names we've called a bunch this year, and unfortunately they've got 12s by their name, so those seniors are going to be leaving us. But it sure has been a blast watching those kids play football.
Foster to punt this one away. Just content to let the clock run as much as they can here. Starting to see some backups in the game on offense for Foster, too, at times.
Keep them healthy for next week.
There's a driving kick. Fair catch called for. Just let it go. Bouncing at the 5 through the end zone and a touchback.
You know, Coach put his arm around Darson as if to tell him, hey, we got your back. We believe in you. Everything's going to be fine. So Coach giving Darson a little bit of encouragement there on the sideline.
Well, you got to remember, too, Darson's here for 2 more years wearing the Georgetown Eagle blue, so you certainly want to keep the young man's confidence up. And Herman will lead the offense back out on the field here. 5:09 to go in the Rice Electric third quarter. Foster leads 38-7. And in motion is Bradford. Fake handoff. Fake on the end around to him. Ball thrown deep, and it is caught at the 50 by Corey Coleman. Actually, Herman had 2 options to go there.
He did. And Coleman went up and got that football high-pointed it. I thought he may have jumped a little bit early, but it's actually good timing on his part. Comes down with the football, and now we're going with some tempo.
Well, that puts the ball at the Foster 47, so a 33-yard gain. Fake handoff. Herman to run now this time. The keeper on the left side. He's out to the 45, pushing his way forward to the 44, and that's where the play will stop.
I think between this year and next year, Darson's going to learn how big he really is.
Yeah.
Because he's 6'3", 215 pounds, and he's going up against the safety there. There's not many safeties that are 6'3", 215, so just pile drive that and move on.
Second down and about 7 for Georgetown from the 44. Quick little flare to the near side. Corey Coleman's got the catch. He jumps over a defender. And a hurdle move, and he's down to the 36. That should be enough for a first down.
Good athletic play by Coleman there to get a few extra yards by hurdling that defender. And not only was it an athletic play, but it looks cool.
Yeah, big reaction from the crowd down here.
4 receivers, 50 in motion to the left. Little shoulder fake. Now a throw on the wheel route down the sideline. It is caught by Coleman, and another first down for Georgetown inside the red zone. To the 17.
That was actually Cade Lachlan on the catch.
Oh, my apologies. You're right. First and 10 on the 19-yard gain for the Eagles. At the 17. 4 wide. Back to pass. Down over the middle and incomplete. Looking for 50 on the post route down the middle. And Darson Herman threw it slightly behind him. Here comes second down.
Darson got excited because he had a touchdown throw available to him right there. And just a little behind and a little too high, but take a breath, Darson.
Second down. Back to pass. Herman to throw left side. It is low and incomplete. Receiver trying to go down and get it. That was Corey Coleman. Here comes 3rd and 10 now.
I think it's safe to say this is 4-down territory. This point in the game down by this much.
38-7, Foster leads Georgetown here with 3:42 to go in the Race Electric third quarter. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The man to the left is Corey Coleman. Blitz coming up the middle. Line picks it up. Herman now being flushed out to his right, rolling, looking, fires to the sideline, incomplete. Well covered there by Foster. It was intended for Brandon Bradford. Here comes 4th and 10.
Those receivers have got to come back and help out the quarterback whenever he scrambles like that. My man alive, they just got to come help him out, give him something to throw the football to.
Big credit for Darson, though, avoiding big number 11.
Yeah,
11 and 10 are starting to suck wind right now. Them boys been chasing the quarterback all the field. However, the offensive line been doing a great job of protecting Darson, for the most part.
Well, 4th and 10, 4 receivers in the set for Georgetown. Blitz coming up the middle again, picked up, and this time it is incomplete, almost intercepted, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Herman threw it into the chest of number 45, Joshua Valdez. I don't think his receiver actually saw the ball coming, and here comes a turnover on downs, and Foster will take over.
This pressure has been tough for Darson today, and again, I think part of that has to do with the athleticism of Foster, but the other part of it is Darson's youth and inexperience and dealing with, you talk about the jump from sub-varsity football up to varsity and the difference in speed. Well, this is a different season as well, and every week the teams get a little better and get a little faster.
Well, it's a 4-receiver set for Foster as Ryan Stubblefield leads his offense back out. Now Foster is going to call timeout. A little confusion coming off the sideline. 3:30 to go in the Race Electric third quarter. Foster leads Georgetown by a count of 38-7. Back in just a minute after a word from our sponsors here on SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown Eagle football, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
First and 10 Foster after the timeout, coming over on the turnover on downs as they have the ball at the 17-yard line, deep in their own territory. Quick flare out to the left side.
Yeah.
Late flags coming into play as it was caught by Cody Jackson, and that's going to go back.
Yeah, number 8 standing out there, Carter Wilson, like, what? After he tackled the cornerback. on the edge, and 2 referees threw the flag, including one with a tremendous arm.
You can't tackle the defender now? Since when?
Well, since now.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Backing Foster up inside their own 10. Should be half the distance to the goal, actually. Yeah. So, pushes it back to about the 8.5. .38-7 Foster on top of Georgetown here at Bryan ISD's Merrill Green Stadium. Thank our friends here at Merrill Green for hosting us. Done such a great job as they always do with their hospitality. 4 receivers set. Outside the numbers on each side. There's a handoff up the middle. Now shaken and bacon. Back to the near sideline on the right is Xavier Smallwood. He's still on his feet out to the 20, to the 25. And forced out of bounds there. So Smallwood will get most of the yardage back and then some. It makes it 2nd and 2.
That was all Smallwood on that because he didn't get a lot of help from his blockers, but he sure did do a good job of avoiding those tackles down there.
3:05 to go in the Royce Electric third quarter. Foster has scored 38 straight points in this game after Georgetown got the opening touchdown in the first quarter. Fake to Smallwood, keeping it this time,
nice.
And taken down in the backfield for a loss is the quarterback Ryan Stubblefield. Matt Anderson stepping up and making that tackle. Here comes 3rd down.
Good job there by the defense, and these kids are still playing hard. Like to see it. Dave, you talking to Chris English?
Sorry, Dave, can't hear you up here, bud.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Was that Chris English you're talking to?
The doc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him a shove for me. Tell him it's from me.
Okay, we'll do.
3rd and 5 here for Foster, moving left to right. Snap to Stubblefield. Plenty of time in the pocket. He'll throw. He's got a man on a drag route. Cody Jackson with the catch. He's up across for a first down to the 30, out to the 33. That's plenty for a new set of downs for Foster. 10-yard pickup.
Stubblefield is so patient back there. That pocket was collapsing on him, and instead of panicking, he just take a step back and take another step back and just give his receiver time to get over.
He's had a lot of time to stand back there and survey the field today.
It's impressive.
So it is 1st and 10 for Foster from the 32-yard line is where they officially mark it. Rolling to his right, Stubblefield will throw across the middle. He's got a man complete at the 40 and tackled at the 41. Number 82, Ethan Newton, who has a touchdown catch today. Bring up 2nd and 2.
Absolute bullet throw.
Down to 1:40 here in the Royce Electric third quarter. Foster really just slowing their pace down and letting the clock run. Hand off to Smallwood. Up the middle, now bouncing it out left. He's across the 45, finds a hole to the 50, and into Georgetown territory at the 48-yard line. Big gain for Smallwood as he picks up 11 and another first down.
Coach is probably going to have a conversation with Stubblefield because he followed that running back out there trying to look for somebody to block. And I'm sure his coach was telling him, man, just stay home. Let's keep you healthy.
I appreciate the effort, but we need you next week right now. That's probably what he's telling him. Barring a miracle comeback, Foster looks to be heading to a showdown with Shadow Creek next week. Hand off over the right side. Isaac Johnson cuts up the field. He's across the 40, 35, breaks a tackle at the 30, off to the races at the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Foster. Isaac Johnson carries one in from 48 yards out. It's his second rushing touchdown of the ball game, his third overall, and Foster has now scored 44 straight.
Yeah, there's going to be a unsportsmanlike conduct or an unnecessary roughness out there on number 18 for the Eagles. After that was over, there was a late shove. Taco Williams getting a little frustrated out there.
Extra point will be due here in just a second after the announcement on the penalty. Foster there have been impressive today. Georgetown's defense, could tell, getting a little bit tired out there and maybe a little dejected with the way this game has gone after starting out so hot. Penalty against the senior Taco Williams.
So they're going to be kicking off from the Georgetown 45.
Yeah. That's, by the way, going to be a 6-play, 83-yard drive for Foster. Taking up 2 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. Extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And your new score with 52 seconds to go in the Royce Electric third quarter. Foster all over Georgetown, 45-7. Some more chippiness after the play, and another penalty flag is down.
We may get that 15 back.
And we'll have to wait for the call before we'll just save the commercial. Actually, I think another penalty just got called because the official just threw his hat. He's the one who had the flag already out of his pocket, so when you have a second penalty, you throw the hat. So all kinds of stuff to discuss down there now.
So this is going to be 2 15-yard penalties, I think, on Foster.
Which would push the kick back to the 25.
25. No,
Yeah, they would normally kick from the 40.
30.
They had moved up to the 45.
25, yeah.
Back to the 40, then back to the 25. I don't really know what to make of what's going on, but all the officials are huddled down by the 10-yard line to our right. Waiting on the official word. Here we go.
He was confused.
Yeah. The referee was confused on what to call.
He pointed to the defense and said offense. So it's number 60 and number 76. And number 76 has been having some words with some guys close to the game.
Yeah, there's 2 penalties on Foster.
So that should move the kickoff back to the 25-yard line for Foster. If they were 2 separate penalties, that should be 30 yards after the initial 15 against Georgetown. So put it to the 45, back to the 40, back to the 25 we go.
Well, and if 60 or 76 commit another one, then they'll be out.
Well, and if you're the Foster coaches, do you even put them back on the field at this point?
Yeah,
you're up 38 with about a little over a quarter to go in the ball game. Knowing that you play next week, I don't know that it would make a whole lot of sense to put them back on the field.
You know, guys, there's still a lot of smiles down here. School's out for the holiday weekend. These guys have a lot of things to be thankful for.
Sorry, Dave, you're going to come towards me a little bit here, bud.
Being able to play football this late in November.
Sorry, folks, if you keep hearing Dave cut in and out a little bit. Sometimes technology doesn't always work exactly the way you want it to, and the remote mic down there will have an issue on occasion, but get as much as we can out of our man, the captain. Georgetown receiving team has taken the field on the return, and Foster waiting to spot the ball and kick this one away. Yep, and they will be kicking from their 25. Hey, I got math right. It doesn't always work.
How much fun would it be to see a kickoff? Beat it. How much fun would it be to see a kickoff return right here? Let's see if I can get this mic to work.
Hey!
Golly.
I made a prediction that we're going to get some points from the defense or special team, so we're running out of time for my prediction to come true.
52 seconds left of the Royce Electric third quarter. Foster leads 45-7 over Georgetown here in Bryan. A little squib kick that'll be fielded by the upback at the 40-yard line to the 45, out to the 50. Georgetown's going to get great field position, pushing his way forward to the Foster 45, a pile out to the 42.
Go,
and
boys.
Georgetown continuing to go.
Yes,
Jacob Noel, the sophomore, pushing all the way up to the 40-yard line of Foster. And the last 10 of those were a scrum. Just the old school rugby scrum.
Yeah, that was nice.
Woo! By the way, Stubblefield now, 17 of 22 for 315 yards. Darson Herman, 17 of 30 for 248 and a couple of picks.
That was actually Braden Wilson.
Was it? I apologize.
Yeah. They're all huddled around him, brushing off his name tag. So
the best starting position for Georgetown by far all day long. 5 receivers in the set. Herman looking to pass. Now he goes across the middle. Ball off the hands and intercepted, intended for 50 and going the other way. Foster out to the 45-yard line of Georgetown. 3rd interception thrown by Herman today. Ricky Rich picks it off. Not so sure that's all on Herman, though. It was off the hands of 50 and a little bit high with the pass. Looking for the slant over the middle. Foster will take over again.
They almost got another unsportsmanlike because the kid that made the interception turned towards the Georgetown crowd and started waving. And the referee went over and had a little conversation with him. I don't mind some aggressiveness, man, but athletes on either side, that smack talk just I like some excitement, some hard play, and, just play football, young man.
Foster with the ball now at the Georgetown 44. Delay of game, I believe, is going to be called here. I know substitution violation actually on Foster. I think they brought in too many folks onto the sideline. Breaking the huddle with 12, even though you technically didn't even have a huddle. So a 5-yard penalty. Puts it back at the Georgetown 49 with 30 seconds to go in the Royce Electric 3rd quarter. 4 wide, 3 to the near side for Foster. There's a handoff up the middle. And spun down in a tackle for a loss there, Xavier Smallwood. And now some extracurriculars after the whistle. Georgetown continuing to try to play hard and make a tackle. Smallwood was pushing forward.
And also they're not.
Also hear the whistle blowing. Go ahead.
They didn't blow.
Yeah, Dave's saying they didn't blow the whistle.
Yeah.
And because his knee didn't touch, they let the play go on, and Georgetown kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
Dave, I think I have to take a few steps towards us, bud, to make it happen. Sorry, friend. And that will end the Royce Electric 3rd quarter with Foster leading by a count of 45-7 over the Georgetown Eagles. 12 minutes of football left, most likely in the season for Georgetown. Stick around. Back in just a minute with more on Georgetown football. Presented our SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown football, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
Going on vacation? Do you have pets? Home Away from Home Pet Care's goal is to provide a fun, enjoyable, and stress-free atmosphere for your pets while they are separated from you. We want them to have a vacation too. We specialize in pets that most other facilities won't take and work with your veterinarian to fulfill any special needs. Inside our facility, we provide air conditioning and heating, music, and night lights at bedtime. Outside, we have large, spacious runs with shade and splash pools. For more information, visit homeawayfromhomepetcare.com. Royce Electric is a proud supporter of the Georgetown Eagles. Royce Electric also wishes Kaylee Biondo a great year. Go Eagles! Royce Electric, Harker Heights, Texas.
Back here for the Extraco Banks 4th quarter as we get back underway. Stubblefield back to pass, looking to go deep down the left sideline, and it is incomplete, threw it just a bit behind his intended receiver, Ethan Newton. And I'll tell you what, partner, I'm a little shocked to see them throwing the ball deep there, up by 38 in the 4th quarter.
Well, never mind.
Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 15.
We've seen a lot of unsportsmanship and some penalties called for it, and you just hate to see that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's the defense's job to make a stop, but not something you would expect there. By the way, Foster has committed 15 penalties for 128 yards tonight. Something similar to what we saw at Shadow Creek last year.
Right. And the next rounds, as you go, you can't commit 15 penalties and beat these top tier teams.
Well, you said you went to the Shadow Creek championship game last year. You said that's what cost them a state championship.
That's exactly what cost them a state championship. And Foster's has shown today that they may be capable of making it really deep in the same fate.
Low snap, Stubblefield throwing across the middle, incomplete. He missed the man on the drag route intended for Garrett George, who was open, but would have had no chance at the first down. And here comes a 4th down play, and Foster's going to have to punt this away. Sorry, continue your thought, bud.
Yeah, it's over.
Fair enough.
Just going to let it lay. I tell you what, this Foster team's talented. They've got a lot of really good athletes over there on the far sidelines, and really good football team.
Well, kick will be away on the punt. Little spiraling kick coming up on the fair catch. Cade Lachlan, he'll tuck it away at the 28-yard line, so Georgetown will take over there for their first possession of the Extraco Banks fourth quarter with 11:42 to go in the ball game. You just want some positive momentum, I think, at the end of this game if you're Georgetown. I said 27. That's actually the 24-yard line, or 23-yard line, my folks. Apologies, folks. Just something positive to end the season on and take some momentum into next year, I think, if you're Georgetown right now.
Yeah, the kids are still playing hard. They're just outmatched today.
Herman stays in the game, sends a man in motion. There's a handoff up the middle to Ryan Eady. He pushes his way out to the 30. Nice run there on first down to pick up 7. And that's something we haven't really seen since the first quarter.
Running game never got going today, and that's really been keeping Georgetown out of the game plan that they want. They just couldn't get that running game.
So they mark him at the 29, so it's a 6-yard pickup. Here's 2nd and 4. Hand off to Edie over the right side. And the off-tackle play will push across the 35 out to the 39. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down for Georgetown.
Probably Edie's best run today. Again, junior running back, so he'll be back next year with Darson in the backfield. It'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, Brandon Bradford back next year, so is Cade Lachlan. A lot of offensive contributors, especially back. There's a throw down the far sideline, the near sideline rather, to Bradford, and it's incomplete.
Wow.
He was tugged by his right shoulder pad with the ball coming down, and no flag there. Okay. Not that I think a flag makes the difference in the ball game at this point.
Oh, no, not at all.
You still want to see it.
They've got a mismatch out here. There's nobody. Well, finally make up for it, but.
Ted.
Turn around and a handoff from Herman to Edie over the right side. He goes out to the 42. I got you, Dave. Go ahead.
The ref was saying it was over his head as the Georgetown crowd here was booing, but it was out of his reach.
It was over his head because he got held.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily looking for pass interference, but that was definitely a hold.
3rd and 6 here for Georgetown. Ball on the right hash mark, moving left to right as you listen. Blitz coming up the middle, picked up well by the offensive line. Throw across the middle, complete. That's going to be enough for a first down. Georgetown into Foster territory at the 41, and it was Cade Lachlan on the catch and run.
Nice completion there, and that's good. Darson getting back there, getting some confident, easier throws to make out there.
16-yard gain. Nice job by the pickup on the line, too, on that blitz up the middle from the linebacker. There's a fake handoff, and Herman fumbles it as he took it out of the belly of Edie. Darson Herman able to fall back on it. It's his 3rd fumble today. He's lost 2 of them. This one back to the 45-yard line, though.
There's been a couple of times where Darson has really hung on to that ball trying to decide whether or not he's going to hand it off. And that was one of those where we said earlier there could have very easily been a fumble, but you see an example of it right there.
2nd down, Herman with a shoulder fake. Will throw it deep down the left sideline and way too strong for his intended receiver, Corey Coleman. And it's 3rd and 14. .26 left in the ball game here in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Back to pass, throw across the middle, and incomplete off the hands of Lachlan. Herman had plenty of time in the pocket, had Lachlan streaking on a little slant pass over the middle, and just threw it about 2 inches too far in front of him. Here comes 4th down.
Georgetown's going to keep the offense on the field right now and go for this, but you've seen some guys get some playing time now that we haven't called a lot.
Four wide receivers. Herman to pass again on 4th and 14. Deep shot down the left sideline, and it's too strong. Ball was intended out there for Braden Wilson, and there's a turnover on downs for the Georgetown offense.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see these kids' heads hang a little bit, and just been a tough game. We kind of thought it was going to be a little bit closer game, that the Eagle defense may be able to do something to throw Foster off, but after the first couple of series, Foster's just too many athletes.
I think we all knew coming into the game it was going to be a tall order with this. We knew we had our hands full with this Foster football team, but I'm not so sure anybody on the car ride over here was thinking this was going to be a 38-point game. Ball at the 45 for Foster. Turn around, handoff to Smallwood over the left side. He pushes out to midfield, and a gain of 5 on first down. Nine minutes left in the game and the season for the Georgetown Eagles.
Dre Langhorn come limping off the field.
He'll be back next year, just a junior as well. And we've been talking about it at times tonight, but there's a lot of youth on this football team. Aaron Bazell had a lot of interceptions as well this year, coming back at junior.
Cole Petter, Aiden Valencia.
Handoff over the right side. Smallwood able to get out of the grass for a second before being taken down at the 45 of Georgetown. Ball's on the ground. Smallwood reaching out for it. He was being chased down from behind by Hunter Springer. It'll be a first down as Smallwood gets to the Georgetown 44.
There's some tough tackling by Springer there. Looks like he's got a cast on his right arm, so he was trying to tackle him with his left arm.
Yeah, and he hung on good. I thought he was going to break away from him.
You know, one place we haven't talked about that you got to think about, too, for replacing next year for Georgetown is kicker position.
Yeah.
Hopefully number 16 will sign up.
Well, Isaac Wine is a senior as well. So
got the blues.
Yeah. 7:55 to go. Handoff up the middle. Smallwood dances forward out to the 42 before meeting a wall, rather, of blue-shirted defenders. Taylor Beal in there leading the way.
With 5 football teams, surely we'll find somebody. There's always next man up around Georgetown, around the campus. There's always just a ton of football players that they produce out of this program.
Second down and 7 now for Foster. The other thing we haven't talked about either, gentlemen, is we start looking ahead a little bit to next year as the clock winds down and Foster leads by 38 with 7:15 to go in the ball game. There's a fake handoff, throw far sideline, ball caught inbounds by Garrett George. He's had to go to his knees to make the catch at the 37. Here comes third down. The other thing we're going to talk about is the potential for redistricting next year. There's some changes we're kind of expecting to potentially see. That happens in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll know in the next few weeks what division, what level Georgetown's going to play at next
I think
year.
it's the second week in February when they do the realignment, and I've heard rumor Georgetown moves up to 6A Division II. I've heard rumor they stay. So we'll just have to wait and see.
To Smallwood to the left side. He spins off a couple attackers. He's across the 35 down to the 34, and that's going to be 4th and 1. Well, and there's other teams in the district that we're speculating on that could move around as well. So, the schedule next year for Georgetown could look very different than what it did this year.
Well, and there's going to be some of those changes. I believe Liberty Hill is probably going to move up to Division 5.
5A Division
5A
2.
Division 2, and they're always a tough team to play. Well, so that's going to enhance.
And these other schools, like a Shadow Creek, do they end up at a 6A because they're starting to grow down in that area even more, especially being a newer school. Blitz coming. Georgetown may have gotten there a little too early. They will not throw a flag. Beal chasing the quarterback, and it is caught at the 23-yard line. My goodness, what a player. And we got a little extracurricular now after the play between the quarterback, Ryan Stubblefield, and Taylor Beal over there. Beal was chasing him down.
Dre Langhorn may just got kicked out of this football game.
Yeah.
Looked like he threw a punch.
Let's see. Taylor just took his helmet off, too, walking away. If you're Foster, I have to question the coaching staff of Foster right now. Why do you have your starters on the field, particularly your starting quarterback?
Yeah, you've got 2 future Division I athletes You're up by 38 and you still got them on the field.
Something happened there. I think Taylor Beal was in on the tackle and it looked like he was trying to get something out of his eyes, and Langhorne came to his defense there. That's unfortunate.
Well, they're going to call Taylor Beal for a hit to the head, and that is how his Georgetown career will end, as he is obviously frustrated, slamming the helmet on the ground, and Taylor will unfortunately have to go to the locker room early tonight. He's been one heck of a player for the Georgetown Eagles over the last several years, and you hate to see his career end like that.
Yeah, he's not even going to get to be on the field for the zeros on the clock, but the crowd, Georgetown crowd, showing him some appreciation for his career here as an Eagle. And
he'll head over to Monroe, Louisiana to continue his career in football and play for the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe. Georgetown fans want to see him. You don't have to go too far to watch him play.
Nope.
And he'll also be in the same conference, the Sun Belt, as Texas State. So maybe a chance to go see him in San Marcos at some point. It's 1st and 10 Foster from the 11. 5:27 to go in the ball game. They finally bring their backup quarterback in, as Foster, and backup Philip Amy will hand it off up the middle to the 4th-string running back Jonathan Williams for about a yard. Actually loses a yard there. You had to wonder when they were going to bring in Philip Amy. I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't earlier.
Well, I'm just glad this kid didn't get hurt. I'm glad we haven't seen really significant injuries today, and we're grateful for that both these teams are coming out of this game healthy. And you hate to see the season come to a close like this for this senior class. They've been such good class as they've come through.
Second down for Foster from the 13-yard line. Handoff over the left side, breaking through for a touchdown. Xavier Smallwood as he drags the defender into the end zone, and Foster will extend the lead as they have broken the 50-point barrier today. For Smallwood, that is his first touchdown of the ball game. Extra point will make it 52-7, and Foster has gone the entire way.
52 unanswered.
Yep, 52 unanswered from Foster after Georgetown scored the opening touchdown of the ball game. And your new score now with 4:38 to go in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The Foster Falcons lead the Georgetown Eagles 52-7. Back in just a minute after a word from our sponsors. This is Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Sharp Propane, the propane professionals. Sharp works together with home builders and developers to specialize in residential and commercial propane tank installations and propane deliveries. No guesswork, no surprises. Reliable delivery and predictable monthly billing with Sharp Complete Care program. Sharp's smart monitoring system allows us to predict your projected propane usage. Please visit Sharp Propane, the propane professionals, online at sharppropane.com for your next commercial or residential propane fill. Your vehicle deserves the best service and attention it can get. Don't you agree? Quality service means making sure your car, truck, or SUV is always at peak performance. Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair in Georgetown is the shop that your vehicle and you deserve. For complete auto maintenance and repair, Georgetown Interstate Transmission and Auto Repair is your one-stop shop. For more information, visit georgetownautorepair.com.
Foster with a little pooch kick to start this after the touchdown, and fielded by Georgetown, pushed up to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over with 4:33 to go in the game. Foster leading 52-7. By the way, I want to thank our friend Kevin Pitts, Georgetown City Council member Kevin Pitts, a proud individual supporter of Georgetown Eagle playoff football on SHN Sports. He wishes the Eagles good luck in today's contest and in all Eagle sports moving forward the rest of this school year. Go Eagles from Kevin Pitts. Thank all of our sponsors out there today for making this broadcast happen today and all year long. It'll be Jackson Oldort, or Jordan Oldort, leading the offense on the field. Excuse me. Little shoulder fake, a throw to the far sideline, ball incomplete. Intended out there for Braden Wilson as some backups get a chance to get on the field here before the end of the season for Georgetown. It's second down. What the heck? Something just happened out of nowhere, folks. I don't know where that audio came from.
That's the same audio from last week.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Second down, and Oldorp will keep it going across the 45 out to the 47. And here comes third down and about 4. I don't know what that was.
Crazy. That's what that was. Crazy.
Remember the old SNL skit? What the heck is that? I don't know what the heck that is.
But it needs more cowbell.
3rd and 4. Georgetown needs the Foster 49, and Foster's going to give it to him on the outside. The entire line jumped, and that should move the ball forward enough for a first down. You almost have to feel bad for number 72 out there for Foster, Seb Compion, because the entire line moved. And he's the one that gets called out on over the speaker.
Is that penalty number 16 now?
That should be. 1st and 10, Georgetown in Foster territory at the 48. Turnaround, fake handoff. Oldorp to keep it around the left end. He crosses the 45, lowers his shoulder. He's out to the 39. Nice little run there from Jordan Oldorp, the junior backup quarterback. Brings up 2nd and a long one for Georgetown.
Jordan and Darson went back and forth swapping out possessions early in the year, but Darson wound up with the starting job. It's good to see Jordan get some playing time.
Shoulder fake. Oldorp throws it deep down the left sideline. Got a man. It's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgetown. Braden Wilson hauls it in. Oldorp with a beautiful pass to Wilson down the left sideline. And Georgetown finds the end zone for the first time since the first quarter. Nice little throw there.
It was. It was a pretty pass. Oldorp had a good touch on it, and they actually had 2 receivers down there that had beat the defenders, but stops the bleeding a little bit.
It's good for Oldorp. You see him coming off the sideline, just big old smile on his face. He just threw a touchdown pass in round 2 of the playoffs. Happy for that young man.
Well, Wilson will have to get back on the field quickly to block here. Extra point is up. Extra point good for Georgetown. Your new score with 3:23 to go in Extraco Bank's 4th quarter. The Georgetown Eagles cut into the lead of Foster. It's now 52-14. Back in just a minute after a word from our sponsors. This is Georgetown Football and SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press in Georgetown can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, we can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors alike. Using the latest printing and document management technology, we handle your projects from start to finish. Our energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. We design, print, and promote you. For all your business printing needs, visit Minuteman Press Georgetown online at mmptx.com.
52-14 your score. Foster leading Georgetown, but the Eagles find the end zone for the first time since the opening quarter of play, as Oldorp was able to hit Braden Wilson for the touchdown down the left sideline. Kickoff away from Matt Diaz. A little pooch end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for, fair catch made at the 29 by Foster. Real quick, folks, let's tell you about our friends at Fox Auto Parts and WVE Vehicle Electronics. They offer a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Spark Plug and NTK sensor brands. WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Fox Auto Parts store in Georgetown, Texas. And the whistle blows, and I think Foster got in a little late. Did they call a timeout to say at the time? They did. Foster calls timeout to save the 5 yards. That'll be Foster's final timeout of the ball game, leading 52-14. And we start trying to put a bow on the season here with 3:22 to go in the ball game. And we talked about the youth on this Georgetown team, and I still think besides the youth and the talent coming back, the potential district that Georgetown's going to play in next year is the big factor. Does Georgetown move up to 5 or 6A? Do they stay in 5A? Does anyone in 5A District 12 right now move up to 5A or move down, or whatever the case may be? There's talk of Rouse potentially, moving down to Division 2. We don't know yet. So, like we said, the schedule could really look different next year.
It really could, and for Georgetown, if they do move up to 6A Division 2, then the competition gets exponentially harder.
There's a handoff over the right side to Foster out to the 40-yard line as the backup running back Jonathan Williams, actually the 4th string running back on the roster, picks up a first down out to the Foster 40.
Mostly defense.
Sorry, Dave, come back to me, bud.
It looks like mostly
second-string defenses out there is what I think I heard you say. Sorry about that. Having, like I said, folks, mic issues with Dave down there tonight. We apologize for it. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game. There's a clap back for Philip Amy, the quarterback. He'll hand it off. And ridden down in the backfield is the running back, Jonathan Williams. Big number 51 for Georgetown. Alan Hernandez, a senior, getting some playing time here in the final few minutes, making the tackle. 52-14. Georgetown trails it. They scored the first touchdown and potentially the last touchdown of the game. Foster scored the 52 in between.
Yeah, we're on the wrong side of that sandwich. 52-point sandwich.
Handoff over the right side. Stutter step, then cutting upfield. Just coming back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more in the running back. Several Georgetown defenders in there, led by big number 72, Sean Simmons, another senior. No gain. Here comes 3rd down and 14 now for Foster. Still one more game to be played in 5A Division 1 tonight. As handoff over the left side goes to Williams, and he is tackled back at the original line of scrimmage. That'll force a punt. The Cedar Park Timberwolves, District 12 foes and friends. District 11, I should say. They will be on the road tonight in Houston, playing at NRG Stadium, home of the Houston Texans, and taking on Friendswood. So good luck to Cedar Park.
Let's go Timberwolves.
Timberwolves and Manor still alive right now in the playoffs. Manor has already punched their ticket to round number 3. Good for them and the Mustangs for the 2nd straight year. Good luck Timberwolves tonight down there. Only other games still active right now in 5A Division 1. Ryan leads Coronado 35-14. That game in the 3rd. Finals from earlier. Corpus Christi Veterans beat Veterans Memorial 29-25. Flower Bluff almost completed a comeback. They were down 42-21. Wagner holds on 42-38. If Cedar Park can win, by the way, tonight, they will play Manor next week, most likely somewhere, probably at the field or something like that is what I would think. There's a little spinning kick. Fair catch called for by Lockwood. Batted down by a Foster player, and it'll be marked about the 32-33. You would think that Manor Cedar Park game is probably at the field, something like that.
Yeah, if that's where it turns out, or maybe Georgetown Stadium.
Yeah, it could be a GISD.
That'd be awesome.
Birkelbach. Little hometown football.
Wouldn't have to mess with the Austin traffic then, coaches, if you're listening. Manor could come up the toll road.
Cedar Park can take 22-43 on the back way.
Yeah, not have to mess with that Austin traffic. Come play in Georgetown. It'd be awesome.
Ball on the right hash. Quick little bubble screen to the near side. That ball caught by Jacob Trussell. Going back across the formation. He's down to the 45 with blockers in front of him. Across midfield to the 45 of Foster. Down to the 35 and the 32-yard line. Georgetown continuing to battle.
Nice job out there carrying that ball and gaining some yardage there by Jacob Trussell. Just a good run, good athletic run.
Took it across the grain, did Trussell.
Junior.
The guy coming back. By the way, Jackson Tingley in at quarterback now. He'll hand it to Zane Quick over the left side. Quick will cut up the field and get out to the 27 of Foster. So Georgetown trying to add some more points with 45 seconds to go in the ball game and the season.
Just need 38 to go and 36 seconds.
Ball at the 27-yard line. Tingley calls for it, hands it off to Quick up the middle, and Zane Quick goes to about the 25 before he's pushed backwards. And that'll probably be the final play of the game and the season for the Georgetown Eagles, unless they decide to go quickly and snap it once more. They're trying to hustle up, but the referees are doing them no favors. 8 seconds to go. Georgetown will try one more snap. 5 seconds. There's the snap. Tingley throwing one towards the end zone. It will be picked off, and that is how the ball game will end. And your Georgetown Eagles, folks, will go down today to the Foster Falcons in the second round of the 5A Division I playoffs by a final count of 52-14. A tough day for Georgetown as the Eagles got up 7-0 early, but Foster ripped off 52 straight points before Georgetown could find the end zone again one final time in the fourth quarter, Kelly.
Tough way to end the season, but you start getting the second, third round of the playoffs, and it's the quality of the teams just skyrockets. So we saw the athleticism of Foster today just be way too much for the Eagles to handle.
Foster will move on, and they will play Shadow Creek next week. Not sure what day or where that'll be. We know it'll be the Houston area because they're both in the same district.
Right.
So we know they'll be close to home next week for Foster. As for Georgetown, the season will come to an end with a final record of 8-4 this year, as the Georgetown Eagles season is officially over here in the area round of the playoffs. Georgetown getting to the third round last year. This year, they succumb to Foster and a District 10 team for the second straight year in the third round. This time to the second round, as the handshakes continue down to the 50-yard line, and the Foster club heading to celebrate with their fans across the way. Definitely a tough game for Georgetown, folks, as we kind of start wrapping this thing up. We're trying to wait for a post-game interview if we can get it real quick. Let's run you down the scoring real quick. Georgetown opened the game with a 64-yard touchdown pass after a couple of punts. A bubble screen as Darson Herman found Brandon Bradford for 64 yards. He took it all the way to the house, 7-0 your score. They would trade points again before Foster finally found the scoreboard late in the first, as Stubblefield found Isaac Johnson for a 38-yard touchdown pass to tie it up 7-7, and that's where we were after one quarter of play. Georgetown would fumble the football, and then Stubblefield, and this was the first of 4 straight scoring possessions for Foster, our second rather. Stubblefield found Newton this time for a 41-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-7. Next possession, Foster would have his Johnson would punch one in from 6 yards out on a run. It was his second total touchdown, putting Foster up 21-7. Stubblefield would have his third touchdown pass of the game when he found Hopper for 21 yards, making it 28-7. Field goal before the half, 31-7 at that point. Foster, they would add another touchdown when Stubblefield had his fourth touchdown pass of the game, finding Jackson for 38, making it 38-7. And then a 48-yard touchdown run from Isaac Johnson later, 45-7. They would continue to add touchdowns. Finally, Oldorp threw a touchdown pass towards the end of the game for Georgetown, and that is your scoring and kind of how it all went down today. It was just a slippery slope for Georgetown today. They started hot, played a really good first quarter. It was 7-7 after 12 minutes of football, but then the speed and the talent of Foster just kind of took over.
Yeah, and you saw it just manifest itself quickly because Foster struggled in their first couple of possessions, but then their athleticism just kicked in, and it was just too many more athletes than Georgetown had on the field today. But the future is bright for
I'm trying to test my mic
Eagles.
out here.
We hear you down there, bud.
Y'all able to hear me? Okay, I'll stay right here then. Hopefully I can get the.
We'll hopefully get a coach's interview after they do the school songs down there. So folks, stick around with us as we continue to wrap it up. Kelly, while we wait for that to finish up, how do you assess this season as you make it to the second round of the playoffs this year, but you do so while finding a quarterback for the future.
Well, and it started off slow for the Eagles this season. And, after the pre-district games, there was a lot of questioning going on because the Eagle offense was having some struggles and having difficulty moving in and out quarterbacks. So it started off kind of slow, but Georgetown really started playing really good football at the end of the regular season and then the first game of the playoffs. And they got there at the right time. And, again, very young team, sophomore quarterback now, and the future's bright. It's exciting. It's going to be fun to watch these kids. You feel bad for this senior class because we watched them grow up playing football. This senior class is the last group of players that I got to coach in Pop Warner. So these are the final ones that I've seen and watched grow up playing Pop Warner football.
Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Is it working? Okay. Coach, first off, congratulations on a wonderful first season at Georgetown High School, winning record, 2 deep in the playoffs. Your heart goes out to these seniors tonight, but just, what a great season.
Yeah. Man, I'm proud of our seniors. They all year long and just leading our team, and can't say enough about them. Proud of them.
A lot to look forward to next season. Sorry, having microphones. Congratulations on a great season, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Dave. Heard you down there. As I would love to try to get your final thoughts. If you can hold the bottom of the mic, maybe that'll help. And that'll maybe hold the circuits in place as you talk.
Come over to the track, then we'll hear you.
Yeah. We'll let Dave come to the track, and we'll try to catch him here in a second. As we'd love to get his final thoughts as we wrap up the season. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
So these seniors were the last group of kids that I got to coach in Pop Warner, and the Cummings twins. I got to coach both those kids, and Corey Coleman, I got to coach him, and they're good kids and fun to be around. You know their parents, and it's when you watch these kids grow up in the community and then get the privilege to call their games. It's an amazing, remarkable, fun thing for me, and it's just such an honor to be able to be a part of this.
Well, Dave, we'll see if we can come down towards the track, see if we can catch you one final time, if maybe your mic will be working down here a little closer. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see.
There we go.
I'd like to give a shout-out to Emily. She's covered this team for 3 years, and it's been fun to watch her, but it's been a great season. Good football program. Just Georgetown really always puts together an amazing team every year. Hats off to Coach Chuck Griffin on an incredible first season record, taking over a great program that Coach Dean has built, and the booster clubs and all the work, all the community effort. It's a broadcast these kids and some tears shed tonight. A lot of kids are upset, but they'll bounce back. They're resilient, and we'll move on. It was a tough foster program. A lot of D1 kids. There's some big kids out there. They got a lot of talent, but we have a lot of talent too. And like y'all said, we've got a lot of talent coming back next year. So, but hats off to these seniors. They gave us a lot of stuff to be very excited about. A lot of incredible memories this year, guys.
Hey, Dave, do me a favor, buddy, and when you get next to her, give Emily a hug for me. She's done a phenomenal job videotaping for Fan Stand, and I remember when she was a freshman, just all excited to get to go on the field and hang out with the girls that were filming at the time. But she's done a phenomenal job. She's a great representative. She's a great kid, man. Just love that little girl, and nobody like our friend the Goat Hobbler. So give her a hug for us, man. She's been fantastic.
Yeah, will do. Thank you, Kelly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Dave, thanks so much. Appreciate all your work and dedication to broadcast this year. Folks, if you're just joining us maybe late in the year, you don't know Emily is Dave's daughter. She's traveled with us a lot for games. She's a senior at Georgetown. This is her last game down there, so I'm sure they're sharing a special moment down there just a second ago as they finish up here. You won't meet so many people who love high school football more than Emily England down there. Real quick, some stats from today's game. First downs, Foster had 19, Georgetown with 13. On the ground, Foster 36 carries for 164 yards. They had 334 through the air. Total yardage for Foster, 61 plays, 498 yards today. For Georgetown, only 34 yards rushing today on 28 carries. 303 through the air for Georgetown on 19 of 39 passing. Georgetown did throw 3 interceptions, though. Total yardage for Georgetown, 47 plays, 337 yards. Georgetown lost 3 fumbles. Also for penalties, Georgetown, 4 of them for 50 yards. Foster, 16 penalties, 133 yards. Something they got to clean up if they want to continue to move on. As for punts, Foster punted 6 times, Georgetown 5 times. Individual stats today, Darson Herman, 15 carries. He lost 40 yards on the ground between sacks and trying to avoid pressure and everything else that Foster threw at him today. Herman, though, 18 of 36 through the air for 264 yards. As for the starting quarterback on the other side, Stubblefield was just fantastic. 19 of 25. He had 4 touchdowns and 334 yards through the air. Just maybe the best quarterbacking performance I've seen all year at a high school football level.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete and fun to watch.
Yeah. So, folks, we want to thank you so much for joining us, not just today, but all season long here on SHN Sports for Georgetown football. It has been an absolute pleasure covering this team and working with this crew, as it always is. I can't tell you how much fun we have, not only in the booth, but, in the car rides and hanging out. And it's a good time. You meet some really good people and make some good friends along the way, too. And it's a joy and a pleasure to have the honor of sitting up here in the booth and calling Georgetown football when I get to, and hopefully we'll get a lot more chances moving forward as well. Want to thank everybody on our crew today. Galen Welnicki, our statistician extraordinaire and historian for Georgetown football. The man, he knows what he's talking about as far as Central Texas high school football and what he's seen around the years. Nathan Height, our producer extraordinaire, who he's always setting up stuff and running our scoreboard and getting here earlier than everybody and leaving later than everybody, working hard, and we appreciate everything he does. I want to thank Jesse Duvall today, coming down from Lubbock as he's home for the holidays and helping us spot today as well up here in the booth. Kelly's son over here hanging out with us. The captain, Dave England, down on the sideline. You heard from him. And for Mr. Kelly Duvall, the LT, up here in the booth. Thank you for everybody for joining us.
Hey, special shout-out to Rob Hipp, too. Rob was normally the voice of the Georgetown Eagles, but he has taken over as the voice of the Sam Houston State Bearcats. And Rob does such a tremendous job, not only in the broadcast, but getting us set up every week, and we appreciate everything Rob does and Carl Schoenig and everything that SHN does. It's one big family, and honored to be a part of that, and had a blast calling with you this year, my friend.
Enjoyed it.
It's always fun. And Dave, Big Dave, love being around Dave. Known him a long time now. We're good friends.
We'll go find somewhere to grab some dinner and get back to Georgetown tonight. Unfortunately for the Eagles, the road ends here in the second round of the area playoffs. 52-14, your final score. Foster takes down Georgetown. Foster moves on to play Shadow Creek next week. Georgetown ends the season at 8-4. Make sure you pay attention to SHNSports.com, SHN Sports Twitter. Over the next little bit, we'll have information about the redistricting that's going to come up for next year. There's what I'm hearing is potential of some basketball broadcasts coming on the way. I know last year we did baseball, so there's the season for football ends now, but the sports season keeps on going as we get into winter and spring sports season. So make sure you stick around. More great stuff coming here on SHN
Folks,
Sports.
come join us in Arlington for the state championships.
Yeah, we're
That's
all gonna,
a great time.
The crew up here is going to go to Arlington for a day or two and watch some football up there and hang out and represent Georgetown up there and have a good old time. For everybody involved with SHN Sports, I'm Brad Tillery saying good night, everyone. Thanks so much for spending part of your Saturday with us. We do appreciate you. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making this happen. We'll talk to you again soon here on SHN Sports for basketball, baseball, who knows what's coming. And then, of course, next year when Georgetown football retakes the field, as we will have it all for you the entire season long. Have a great night, everyone. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.